Hey, what's that gadget?
Global
Television?
citizens breaking news. I am not a bigot. I am a good global citizen who takes the recommended daily dosage of vitamin TV to keep me in a state of anxiety, agitation, confusion and learned helplessness. I am not a science denier. I trust the experts. I do not deny science. The good grown-up experts from science on the TV interrupt this totally real and not made up #climate crisis to bring you information from a more important and totally real death threat from a global pandemic virus. We must all listen to the experts from science and obey the TV and participate in this totally necessary and justified, mandatory panic.
Spoiler alert, you're a scientist.
What I will say of this virus, I think we're in the middle of a massive experiment worldwide. And that
where are
is
the guinea pigs?
Maybe the experiment is, will people listen to scientists? In this case, referring to medical professionals. In this particular case.
Say Anthony Fauci over at Allergy and Infectious Disease.
For example, and are you washing your hands? And are you taking these precautions? These are warnings offered by scientists. And
for our own good.
For our own good. And I'd be interesting if we all paid attention to what scientists say, obeying the recommendations of scientists. It's an interesting experiment we're in the middle of.
Report by Johns Hopkins researchers and said that as many as 6,000 children a day could die over a 6-month period from preventable causes because of healthcare system disruptions caused by the coronavirus. Our next guest, Greta Thunberg, recently gave $100,000 she had received for her climate change activism to UNICEF to help protect kids from the pandemic. She's also helping raise even more money for UNICEF. She recently revealed she believes she may have had coronavirus after returning home from working in Europe. She said her symptoms were very mild, and her father, who had traveled with her, also got sick. We spoke to Greta Thunberg earlier this afternoon.
During this crisis, during any crisis, it is always the most vulnerable people who are hit the hardest, and that is children.
Because there's so much focus on coronavirus, there's a lot of kids around the world who may die of things that are very treatable, but because medical systems are overwhelmed, it's going to impact children in ways that a lot of people don't really anticipate.
Coronavirus!
I have to say as well, I mean, Anderson and I have traveled around the world and seen the amazing work UNICEF has done in various places. I mean, really is a terrific organization. Children's Emergency Fund.
I am so scared. If the extra non-essential people don't all obey science and stop working, wear masks, obey social distancing guidelines from science, and stay home until the good grown-ups tell us it's safe again, everything bad will happen always and all the people will die. The models clearly show that this is necessary and we have no choice but to listen to the experts from science. I am not selfish. I am a good global citizen who does not hate children and grandma. I will listen to what this brave, grassroots 16-year-old human shield tells me to do. I am not a bigot. The science is settled. We must accept a new normal. My wife's boyfriend is an essential worker on the front lines. He is a university graduate and a department manager at Walmart and understands the science and the models. He assures me that this is the right thing for us non-essential people to do.
Things I've seen you talk about online too is just how important it is to listen to experts and listen to science. And this is a time when, you know, I was not a very good science student when I was in school, but this is a time it seems that, you know, the global scientific community is so critically important, and we're really seeing just how important it is to follow science.
Yes, exactly, and I hope that we can see now the scientific community are stepping up, and they are speaking up more than they're done before, because obviously this is a crisis that require the scientific community to speak up. And I hope that people really, it feels like science is getting, the role of science is changing now. It's becoming more, people are starting to realize that we are actually depending on science and that we need to listen to scientists and experts. And I really hope that that stays, and that also is for other crises such as the climate crisis and the environmental crisis, that we actually understand that we have to listen to the scientists.
If the world was vegan, there would be no COVID-19. Up until 10,000 years ago, there were no epidemic diseases. What changed? We domesticated animals.
How's it going? I hope you're being safe out there and in good health. And certainly, I hope you're having enough toilet paper at home. Corona emerged due to the consumption of meat. What can I do in the future to prevent this? Leave the meat off your plate. Don't buy any animal products, and don't consume anything that an animal died for, or has been raped for, or has been tortured for. You know what I'm saying? So in order to avoid a pandemic in the future, you might want to look into your current diet and see what consequences to have an animal on your plate might have on a global scale. And you're seeing it right now. You know, this is a small taste.
American philosopher John Rawls devised a thought experiment called the veil of ignorance. He suggested that when trying to determine a moral course of action on an issue that affects multiple people, we should make that decision from a veil of ignorance in regarding which person we will be. For instance, when designing a social policy that affects two different classes of people, one can imagine that once this policy has been designed, one will be placed somewhere in this society with an equal chance of ending up in either of the two classes. The idea is that placing oneself in a veil of ignorance when designing societies or social policies for that matter should result in a more fair and just society where everyone's interests are considered equally. The British government has now put restrictions in place to slow the spread of this virus. People in the UK are only allowed to leave their homes for specific reasons. This includes shopping for necessities, medical care, and travelling to and from work if it's absolutely necessary. Shops selling non-essential goods have been closed, as well as gyms, libraries, places of worship, and gatherings of more than 2 people have been banned. It's extremely important that these measures are enforced and that we practice social distancing, because potentially every one person can set in motion a chain of events that results in thousands of people being infected. Despite this, it seems that many people in the UK aren't taking this seriously. With photos emerging of packed tube stations and crowded parks, the mortality rates can be expected to increase over time if no countermeasures are put in place to flatten the curve, with hospitals becoming overrun with cases. Sure, if you ignore these guidelines, you may not ever see the victims of your actions, but I can't see how that's morally relevant. If I buy cow's cheese, directly affecting the supply and demand and causing more cows to be tortured and killed, I'll never see my victim, but I'm still morally responsible for their suffering and death. This is especially the case when we consider that the government have now told us extensively the risks of leaving home and not practicing good hygiene. We have now been told countless times that more people will die if we do not take this seriously. One argument is that going outside is going to give you a large amount of pleasure, and that you'll be missing out on something if you don't go outside. Perhaps as a social event you really want to go ahead, or you're just bored of social distancing. This is essentially the same argument that non-vegans use when trying to justify killing animals. If we don't think that we can justify killing non-humans on the basis of pleasure, then surely we can't justify killing humans on the basis of pleasure. I mean, come on, what next? Perhaps you also think that because lions don't self-isolate, humans shouldn't either. I think we all know that the behaviour of lions isn't an excuse for humans killing animals or humans. You may also think that Hitler self-isolated and he was a vegetarian. And while it's true that Hitler did self-isolate before his death, what Hitler did and didn't do is irrelevant to what we should do. To be fair though, if God wanted us to self-isolate, why would he give us legs? Another argument people may use is that the quicker we all get infected, the quicker we reach herd immunity. This of course is true if a virus can only infect you once, which we are not certain of when it comes to coronavirus.
Wow. That is some of the most powerful science I've ever heard. I feel so helpless and afraid, but comforted that the science has a plan to fight this terrible real death threat from this pandemic. The essential workers at the hospitals need our help. We must stay home and implement a global lockdown until the good grown-up experts like philanthropist Jeffrey Epstein's close friend Bill Gates come up with a happy, safe, healthy injectable science medicine to make us immune and healthy. Luckily, this won't affect my vegan activism, which is done anonymously in social media comments. I just wish all the non-essential people would listen to us empowered science-affirming activists and stay home and eat plant-based kibble so we can win the battle against the invisible enemy. Toxic masculinity and science denial seem to be at the root of this problem. It seems like both the hashtag climate crisis and this pandemic can be remedied with the same medicine. A global totalitarian technocratic social control grid of government-enforced mandatory poverty, and a new normal that redefines old, outdated concepts like freedom, healthy diet, family, and masculinity.
What do these 4 countries have in common? It's 2 things: Taiwan, New Zealand, Germany, Norway. All 4 of them reacted decisively to the coronavirus crisis. All 4 of them kept infection rates and death rates low, and all 4 of them have female leaders. This coronavirus crisis has shown clearly that we need competent, empathetic leadership, and that means more women in positions of power, and less of the macho stupidity and sociopathic behavior that we get from Bolsonaro in Brazil, Boris Johnson in the UK, or Trump here in the United States.
These toxic masculinity exuding non-essential extra people who refuse to wear their healthy muscles, stay home and accept mandatory unemployment are infringing on my rights. These science denier irresponsible non-essential people are the same bigots who wouldn't listen to the good grown-up philanthropists who tried to help them sterilize themselves and give up their non-essential rights to travel, eat meat, have jobs, own land, and reproduce in order to save our poor sick mommy Earth from all the toxic CO2 exhalations that the experts say the nasty extra people are off-gassing.
The act of killing the animal wasn't the masculine trait back then. It was the act of providing for your homes, right, was the masculine trait back in the day. Gender roles change, right, but this is back in the day, right? The masculine act was to provide and to look after and to defend. But we've conflated that with the masculine thing being aggressive, but also killing animals. And so you translate that feeling to a 2019 context, and you have people thinking, actually, to be manly means to eat meat, but actually to be manly doesn't mean to eat meat. It means to look after, right?
My favorite vegan activist can help re-educate these ignorant science denial lockdown phobes. They just need some inspirational speeches from positive male role models to teach them to accept the new normal. Earthling Ed can help them understand why masculinity is not about eating meat, or having unnecessary things like children, jobs, guns, testosterone, real animal foods, and rights. If only more men would be like Earthling Ed, we would not have viruses because people would not eat animals, or toxic masculinity because men would be comfortable with their lack of masculinity and redefinition of it.
Getting women to find you attractive, and it's really grotesque when you watch these adverts and you simplify what's happening in these adverts and what's being reinforced to people, but it really, really works. Like, advertising is so powerful. So now you have this idea of that, and then as a vegan, I get accused of being a soy boy, right? And now I am a soy boy because I love soy. Like, that's fine. I drink soy milk, I eat tofu. But the idea is being a soy boy, you're feminizing yourself, right? Because there's phytoestrogens in soy products, which there is.
This brave, stunning activist has me literally shaking with self-empowered, redefined masculinity and an unstoppable drive to stay home and stop this virus and the hashtag climate crisis by continuing my hero's journey of vegan activism in YouTube comments and on my anonymous Instagram profile. Real masculinity is not about having or providing for a family and children, producing and eating real animal foods, or having unnecessary testosterone and muscle and rights. Real masculinity is about using female emotional manipulation techniques to make people behave like you want them to. Thank you, Earthling Ed. I stand with you and your not toxically masculine man bun and proudly declare.
I am a soy boy because I love soy. Like, that's fine. I drink soy milk, I eat tofu. But the idea is being a soy boy, you're feminizing yourself, right? Because there's phytoestrogens in soy products, which there is. Like, you know, this idea that we have to reinforce these tropes of what it means to be a man. And so almost eating meat's a stamp of that dominance and authority and is a reminder of kind of like more archaic and transgressive masculine traits and roles, which is interesting.
What's up, bigots? Earthling Ed, everybody. Earthling Ed, Humane Hancock. Some of our other favorites here, talking about toxic masculinity, redefining old tropes of masculinity. What is masculinity? And that's what we're talking about today. Masculinity, in fact, if you guys have been paying attention, if you guys have taken your daily dosage of vitamin TV, you would realize that masculinity is toxic. And one of the most toxic things to not only ourselves, but also the planet, is masculinity. All right, so we're gonna figure this out today. We're gonna figure this out together, because I need your help. I need your help. Help me help you stop toxic masculinity. We can do this, but we're gonna have to work together. All right, so I hope you guys are all trusting the experts. I hope everybody's wearing their face diapers right now. Remember, they're mandatory face diapers for the stream. If you're not wearing your muzzle, your face diaper, please put it on. Remember, today we're talking about redefining what it is to be a human being. We got 2 super chats, though. We've got 2 superior people who are proving that they are not bigots, proving that they are not racist, that they are not transphobes, because as you all know, I am openly trans vegan. Been trans vegan I knew I was trans vegan before I came out, but I've been out of the closet for like 2 years now. So 2 people proving their non-bigotry. Zyklon B, still and no God, sends a $20 super chat, winning the Good Global Citizen competition so far. It says, Good Global Citizen reporting in. Thank you very much. We've got another, we have a $3.99 in euros. No, I'm sorry, that's pounds. Is that pounds? Yes. That's pounds. $3.99 in pounds. It's past your bedtime, by the way. If you're sending pounds, it's probably like 12, 1 o'clock there. But we've got a $3.99 super chat from Betunia. It says cluck, cluck, with a heart. Betunia, if that's, have you guys seen the movie K-Pax? K-Pax? The dude's communicating with his dead father through the radio. I'm getting those kind of vibes from this Betunia handle. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to consult with the experts of the settled science, but I'm pretty dang sure that is the real Betunia because of the way she clucked twice. Jessica thinks so too. So R.I.P. Betunia. We love you. We miss you. You showed me how to be a man. You showed Jessica how to be a woman. And I have never loved anybody ever as much as I've loved you, Betunia, and we miss you. Cluck, cluck. Helen Guilford sending $4.99 in the USDs, says, for soy boy, I hope you're not using that as a pejorative, but thank you very much. We do love soy here. We're all about that soy. So remember, guys, if you guys want to see more streams like this, you got to support these streams if you enjoy these streams. Thank you guys for the ones who are supporting. Become a member at primaledgehealth.com. That's another way you can support and get our support. We're going to do our next. We did a coaching call yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, it was a really good call. We had a good call yesterday, really good coaching call yesterday. We're going to do our next one at some point next week. We try to do weekly coaching calls in there, usually every week, sometimes every other week, every once in a while. But if you want our help and you want to support the work that we do, become a member. There's a link down in the description below, primaledgehealth.com/membership. All right. So today, we're talking about masculinity, toxic masculinity. We've been hearing this term quite a bit lately, and of course, the word toxic masculinity has entered the vegan vocabulary. Right? The evangelical crew have figured out how to use a new word. The intersectionalist vegans have figured out this new word, and the word is toxic masculinity. Toxic. So that's what we're learning about today. Here we go. We're going to be talking about this book right here. And this is a book that I've mentioned many times. I've suggested you guys read it. You can get a PDF copy and print it out. I think it's under 200 pages. The Changing Images of Man. All right, so this was a book by the Center for Study of Social Policy / SRI International. That's Stanford Research Institute. This book was first published, I think the first edition that was available publicly, right? This was a policy paper that was done by academics, also people in media, people from the social sciences, the so-called social sciences. And this was first published, the edition that we're looking at here from Pergamon Press was published in 1982, but this whole journey began way back, I think in 1972 and before. So this publication, The Changing Images of Man, is all about just what it says, the changing images of man. One of the first quotes in here is from a guy called Hugh Thant. It says, "I do not wish to seem overdramatic, but I can only conclude from the information that is available to me as Secretary General." Remember, that's the Secretary General of the United Nations. The information that is available to me as Secretary General that the members of the United Nations have perhaps 10 years left in which to subordinate their ancient quarrels and launch a global partnership to curb the arms race, to improve the human environment, to diffuse the population explosion, and to supply the required momentum to development efforts. If such a global partnership is not forged within the next decade, then I very much fear that the problems I have mentioned will have reached such staggering proportions that they will be beyond our capacity to control. It was Hugh Thant, 1969, former Secretary General of the United Nations, talking about what the Club of Rome called the world problematique, this idea of the crisis of crises, right? All these small crises culminating in a larger epistemological crisis, right? A larger crisis that goes beyond just resources, which are the only crises that they mention making up the grand crisis. It's always about resource availability. When you read these white papers, when you read some of these thinkers like Bertrand Russell, when you read guys like H.G. Wells, Huxley, both Julian Aldous Huxley, a lot of these members of the Royal Society, obsessed with resources and population control. So there's another quote here from Fred Pollack from 1973. It says, "Awareness of ideal values is the first step in the conscious creation of images of the future, and therefore the creation of culture. For a value is by definition that which guides toward a valued future. Any student of the rise and fall of cultures cannot fail to be impressed by the role in this historical succession by the image of the future. The rise and fall of images of the future precedes or accompanies the rise and fall of cultures. In the end, the future may well be decided by the image which carries the greatest spiritual power." Okay, so talking about the images that we hold of who we are, of our place in the universe, of our place in the cosmos, who man is, right? What it means to be a human being, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be alive. Altering our fundamental values, our presuppositions on what these things mean as a way to steer and socially engineer populations. And so the last quote they start out with is from Sir Julian Huxley. Remember, Julian Huxley actually helped start UNESCO. Julian Huxley was the guy who coined the term transhumanism. His grandfather was T.H. Huxley, who actually reared H.G. Wells as well, who's another person who I suggest everybody read his nonfiction books, not his fiction books, but H.G. Wells wrote several nonfiction books that are very important So Huxley says, Julian Huxley, Sir Julian Huxley, excuse me, Sir Julian Huxley, just like wasn't Jimmy Savile was Sir Jimmy Savile. All these people tend to get knighted. Much advance, both in biological evolution and psychosocial evolution, including advance in science, is of course obtained by adding minute particulars, but at intervals, something like crystallization from a supersaturated solution occurs, as when science arrives at an entirely new concept, which then unifies an enormous amount of factual data and ideas, as with Newton or Darwin. Major advances occur in a series of large steps from one form of organization to another. In our psychosocial evolution, I believe we are now in a position to make a new major advance. A new major advance, right? Our psychosocial evolution, the concept of people being, the concept of people and culture being part of a process, an evolutionary process of transformation, and man himself being the ultimate goal of this alchemical transformation, which in and of itself is not scientific in nature, even though these people talk about the the scientific worldview. Right? They talk about the scientific worldview, yet they're talking about metaphysical transformations of man's image of himself, resulting in a metaphysical transformation of both the world around him and a physical transformation of the world around him and of himself. So this concept of transhumanism ties in here. Right? And technocracy, the idea of the technocracy always pushing for more control over resources, more control over human resources, as they call us, right? And more control over the biological processes of life itself. So we've got the changing images of man here. We're going to look at a couple other quotes from this book, and we're going to talk about how this relates to the changing images of man. But first, let me come over here to the chat. What's up, everybody? Chat's popping off. Actually, see Google, it says the Google moderator team. Message deleted by Google moderator team. Did you see what the message said? Mm-hmm. What did it say?
It said, Illuminati in 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
That's weird. Okay, so this guy's always in here talking shit. So he can go on timeout. The guy, a Google moderator team removed a comment. How weird is that?
Within 10 seconds.
How weird is that? Within 10 seconds, the Google moderator team has removed your comment, but I'm glad they did it because they flagged you, because I recognize your name. The guy that's always trying to cry for attention in the chat. So you can go on timeout. You can come back after you wear your dunce hat for 300 seconds over there in the corner. All right, so this is not just some random book. This is a policy paper that came through Stanford Research Institute that was actually sanctioned through the U.S. Office of Education. All right, so we've got, in 1968, the U.S. Office of Education launched 2 research centers in an ambitious undertaking to investigate alternative future possibilities for the society and their implications for educational policy. One of these educational policy research centers, as they were called, was established at Syracuse University, the other at SRI International, then known as the Stanford Research Institute. The SRI Center, after assessing available methodologies, chose to develop a totally new approach. Right, so they actually involved Joseph Campbell, right? The New Age guru, Joseph Campbell, was involved in this pseudoscientific, basically behaviorist style study, white paper, published by Stanford Research Institute, sanctioned via the U.S. Office of Education, with involvement from, of course, everybody's favorite NGOs, including the Charles F. Kettering Foundation. And the reason they did this, I'm going to quote from the introduction here. They involve the interconnected issues and problems of population growth, resource depletion, pollution, and so forth, variously termed the world macro problem, les problématiques, or the crises of crises. Other investigators soon came to similar conclusions using different methodological approaches. In the research on the world macro problem that followed, a second sobering conclusion emerged that an essential requirement for realizing any of the more desirable, where'd that go? Any of the more desirable alternative future paths would likely require fundamental changes in the way our industrial culture is organized. Laws, attitudes, ethics, even the very way we conceptualize the nature of humankind may require reform if they are to fit with and appropriately guide the complex, interrelated political and social systems that have come to dominate modern life. As the inimitable Pogo said in the comics, we have met the enemy, and he is us. Whoa. All right, so we're right back to what we talked about before in the stream with Jay Dyer, everybody's favorite boomer shroomer, Jay Dyer, owner of every boomer shirt imaginable. We did a stream. It was titled "Clubbing for the Climate," and we talked about the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome. Now, the Club of Rome came up with a solution to what they considered the world problématique. The problématique of the world, the crisis of crises, are what? They are resource depletion, pollution, population growth, of course, population growth, right? It's always population growth. And essentially, not enough centralized control, not enough global governance, not enough strict control of human breeding and human resources. And that's the problem. Right? So they use the same word, they're hearkening to the same language as set, and the problems that the Club of Rome told us about, starting back with Limits to Growth, which I think that was 1960, it was either 68 or 72 that the Limits to Growth was published. So the Club of Rome, go learn a little bit more about that book. Jay and I hit on some of the more important sections. There you go. Jay's in the chat. What's up, Jay? We hit on some of the more important sections there of the Club of Rome's book, The First Global Revolution. We got a super chat here from Jerry Brooks, sending $10, keeping the streams afloat. You guys, these streams are sponsored by you. These streams are not sponsored by tax money like PBS telling you to put the pee-pee in the poo-poo. Right? These streams are not sponsored or even sanctioned at all by Google, who just deleted somebody's, I can't even see the dude's message because Google deleted the message because it said the word, I guess you can't even say the word now? You're not allowed to say it? I got Google's team deleting messages in the chat live stream. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? So we get no love from Google, but we get love from the audience, and I appreciate Jerry Brooks supporting the stream, proving he's not a bigot. Remember, the experts of the settled science know, and they all agree, that sending super chats is a way to prove that you're not a bigot, to prove that you're not racist, that you're not toxically masculine. And one of the only real ways to stop toxic masculinity is supporting the stream. So thank you, Jerry Brooks. Says, you're hilarious. If you need soldiers for your turf war, just say the word. I'm armed with reacher grabber in case I run into young Booma and have to rough him up. Don't want to touch another dirty human. That's great. You just got a reacher grabber, you know. Oh, yeah. You pick up the trash and
it's like a plastic hand.
That's right. Well, we got young Booma right up here in the chat. Jay Dyer, aka Young Booma.
He's probably literally shaking.
Jessica says he's probably literally shaking right now. But seriously though, I mean, like, you guys saw the call outs from Jay. You guys saw some of these call outs from Jay, the vicious call outs that Jay has thrown out towards your boy here, Lil AIDS. Your boy, Lil AIDS. The greatest, what some people say, and I'd say they're probably right. What some people say, absolutely just destroyed the rap game. Who some people say is literally the greatest rapper of all time. Me, Lil AIDS. Jay Dyer, Young Booma, has said some things that may be considered threats to me. Jessica says yes. I don't know what state Jay lives in. I don't know what state you guys live in, but there are different laws about dealing with threats like Young Booma, Jay Dyer. I can't give you guys legal advice on this, but like, you're gonna have to maybe see what your sheriff has to say. If there's somebody like Young Booma starting turf wars over rap, trying to slay the rap game that's already been slain by Lil AIDS, I don't know. I don't know what you can legally do about that. I don't know what I can legally do about that. But just get brushed up on the law. iPhone Musing sends $5. Says, Tristan the fake Christian, I am still waiting for your invite. I am here, son. All right, man. iPhone Musings. He's going to go back on timeout until he comes nicely. You got 300 seconds back in timeout, iPhone Musings. You're back in timeout, 300 seconds. You can take the dunce hat off and come send some more super chats, but you got to come nice. You got to come at me nice. I'm sorry. Normie Daniels wants a Young Booma featuring Lil AIDS mixtape, and I'm offended at I'm actually really offended at the order in which you gave those. So anyways, thanks, iPhone Musings. Thank you for supporting the stream. All right, you've got, I think it was 13 more of those $5 super chats, and then you can come sit at the big boy table, and you can come on and debate me on my channel. Yeah, nobody who doesn't even have any videos wants to come on and debate. What do you want to debate? Go ahead and email me, and after your 13 more $5 super chats, or you can just get it done in one big super chat, then we can come debate. How about that? All right, so back to the task at hand, looking at the changing images of man. A couple other quotes here. All right, we considered a variety of ways in which further research on desirable future paths involving transformation of fundamental cultural characteristics might be usefully done. Although it was tempting, we decided that it would be premature to immediately attempt analysis and description of the transformed future we had by this time come to believe was urgently needed to be envisioned. Rather, it seemed a more appropriate task to assess insofar as feasible the conceptual foundations of thinking and doing that might support a benign transition to such a future, choosing as our research focus to concentrate on images of nature of man in relationship with the universe, how past images have led to our present industrialized society with its crisis-level problems, and what types of images appear to be needed as we move into a post-industrial future. The post-industrial world. Right now we are hearing a lot about, they call it the post-human era, transhumanism. Right, so the image of man, the changing images of man. What is the image of man? In Genesis, man is made in the image and likeness of God. Man is made in the image and likeness of God. And here these technocrats, with New Age guru Joseph Campbell, have published a book about changing the image of man. What do they want to change it to? If man's not made in the image of God, what is man? And because how you act, how you behave, the choices you make, the things you do, the way you behave within a society, these are all determined by your worldview. What you are willing to accept as evidence is also determined by the presuppositions of your worldview. And these people who wrote this understand this concept. They understand what goes into building cultures. Cultures are not built on physical edifices and buildings. They're built by the ideas, the ideals that the people hold. All right, so the changing images of man, it's broken up into a bunch of little sections. And we might hit on a few of these chapters today. This is going to be a publication that we'll go back to several times. But man, they don't want you to believe that man is made in the image and likeness of God. They don't want you to believe that man has anything special about him. The image of man that we see now, the image of man, the new image of man, as proposed by Stanford Research Institute, is essentially a mashup of ideologies such as Darwinism, Freudianism, like eco-radicalism, ecofeminism, behaviorism, psychology, right? The so-called social sciences, which are very unscientific. And this idea of human beings as what they call the evolving holon, the view of modern systems theory. So man is not made in the image and likeness of God. Man is just a holon. Man is just a little piece of the constantly changing and evolving meaning of the cosmos. A little holographic image of his environment, shifting with the changing tides of cultural preference, climate. And so they take, in each one of these chapters, a different approach on how to influence the new image of man. It's what they call the integrative evolutionary image of man, being that man is not a fixed thing. Man doesn't have a fixed identity. The identity of man is fluid. It's fluid. Identity is fluid. Man is not made in the image and likeness of God. Man started out as cosmic pond scum, swimming around in the primordial sludge from a giant spooge ball ejaculated into the universe by itself, that then evolved through a random process, an impersonal process of evolution, that then became rats and shrews and then monkeys and then human beings. So man, there isn't a fixed image of man. Man is constantly changing. What man is constantly transforming. Right? And isn't this a perfect ideology? Isn't this a perfect worldview to dehumanize people? You're just nothing. You're insignificant. You're cosmic pond scum. But then at the same time, they give you this schizophrenic message of, oh yeah, and everything's God, bro. We're all God. Everything is God. And you're all nothing and insignificant, and nothing you do really matters, but you're God. You're the crown of creation. So they puff you up with pride, while at the same time giving you this dehumanizing worldview. And this whole book is all about transforming your worldview using cultural stimulus, using media, using language, using mythology, using the education system to bring about a new image of man in order to solve the world problematique, which is, remember, overpopulation. So we've got to change what man thinks about himself, the beliefs that you have about yourself, in order to stop overpopulation. This is what this book is about. So what does this have to do with toxic masculinity? Toxic masculinity. We got our favorite. You can go back on timeout. Let's see. You can go back on timeout. I told you, Ben. You can come nicely, or you can come with the super chats, or you can go back on timeout and wear the dunce hat. All right, what's up, everybody? Eslam, Princess T, Helen, Brandon O. Let's take a look at the changing images of man. We're going to learn a little bit about toxic masculinity today. Toxic masculinity. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, so on a recent video, this was Cult of Duty Vegan Whack Ops. The Cult of Duty Vegan Whack Ops video. We had a really helpful, I had a super helpful comment. I forgot to like it and heart it. In our quest to figure out the best way to not be a bigot, how to be a good global citizen, how to do what the good grown-ups on the TV say we should do. We're always trying to get better here. Always open to critique. Now, always open to hearing your critiques. and then adding you to the banned list and adding you to the dunce corner. We got Danny B sending a $2 super chat. What's up, Danny? He says, bring on the mentally healthy mental health expert. So, yeah, we were talking about the mentally healthy mental health expert, Michelle Lowe here. And we were talking about Michelle Lowe and man, the vegan whack ops that went down after this stream were just, it was insane. Too much to cover. But what's important is we learn from our mistakes. So Kenzie Comments, I want to thank you. Kenzie Comments, who has basically kind of become our social counsel, I guess we'll call Kenzie Comments, kind of taking the reins of the channel. All right, we're back. We are back. All right. So, Kenzie Comments. Big shout out to you. Kenzie Comments says, in what way do you think your homophobic commentary of those vegan guys is acceptable? Or transphobic comments on ML? You know when you and your, quote, fans make fun of her and refer to her as a man or make jokes about it. These are not jokes. These are homophobic and transphobic utterance and are inappropriate. So is calling men soy boy with the intention of derision towards their masculinity, in quotes also. It is not funny at all. If anything, it speaks volume to your character or lack thereof and of the character of those laughing with you. Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you for the critique. I'm taking it to heart, and I'm trying to figure out how to be better. First of all, let's break down your comment. Right? Let's see. Okay, you said there were comments made about ML. Who's ML? I don't know who ML is, but you said there were comments that somebody made that were transphobic. If I see transphobia on this channel, it's gone. Like, out of here. I'm super strict at moderating transphobia. Like I said before, dude, I'm trans vegan. I've been openly trans vegan and experiencing nothing but hate. Right? So saying that, like, I can't be transphobic, first of all. These are not jokes. They're inappropriate. Yeah, I agree, man. There's not. Why would somebody joke about trans? Right? Like, first of all, I understand they're not jokes, but why are you acting like being trans is something to be joked about? That's what I want to know. You say these are not jokes, yet you seem to have this assumption that trans people like me, trans vegans, are just something to be mocked and derided. Okay, so, and second of all, who did I call a soy boy? Did I ever call anybody a soy boy? No. I love soy. Didn't you see the intro? We love it. All right, so there's no such thing as derision towards their, quote, masculinity also, because as I've recently learned, masculinity is toxic, dude. Masculinity is toxic. Okay, so there's a lot of quotations here. You say their, quote, masculinity. Are you saying they don't have masculinity? Are you saying that Earthling Ed isn't masculine? Are you saying that Humane Hancock isn't masculine? I don't understand. I don't know. So anyways, I responded to him as best I could. I'll read it to you guys. Because Kenzie came a little hard, so I came harder, right? Like you come trying to, with this cancel language, I'll cancel you right back. Kenzie comments, hey, transphobe, what's up with the microaggressions, bigot? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you were probably just ignorant and rehashing your patriarchal programming. Ching. But why do you think it's okay to claim that being trans is something to, quote, make jokes about? Like the quotations? Good, right? What makes you think being trans is something to be mocked? At no time did I say anything offensive about my non-cis allies, those vegan guys. You were putting words in my mouth and you are spreading transphobia, something I'm used to dealing with in the highly transphobic vegan community, which is full of bigots like you. It's 2020. It's a good one, right? It's 2020. Transphobia and your hate comments are not cool or funny. Get with the times. Again, it's 2020, so I got to 2 times to remind him. Not reporting for an international hate crime because I don't think it's your fault that you've been taught by the patriarchy that it's okay to speak down to people like me and assert your toxic masculinity on me by trying to force your projected internalized bigotry onto me. It's 2020. Get with the times and be an ally, cis lord. There you go. All right, so I think that was pretty good. All right, I got most of the points in. I should have maybe said 2020 once or twice more. Okay, so he then says, trying to make a mockery of the facts is not going to change your attitude. I put no words in your mouth. The one you use are enough. And yes, the type of masculinity you try so hard to embody, starting from your screen name, is toxic, whether you like it or not. All right, so I mean that one cut me deep, right? So at this point, I'm like, all right, this transphobe might have a point. Like maybe he really is ally, and he's just trying to help me see my own privilege and my own possible hand in supporting the patriarchy, right? So how do I stop this? Let's see if maybe he can help me. Sorry, I didn't mean to misgender you or gender you at all, but Kenzie comment says, me responding to Kenzie, I said, I don't see an apology there for insulting me and trans people, but I will recognize my own culpability in the continued oppression of the patriarchy. Maybe you are right. Can you help me understand how I can change and what sort of things I said on this video were not okay? I didn't realize I was trying to embody a form of toxic masculinity. Can you please elaborate and help me out? I want to understand this, quote, type of masculinity that is so distorted in me and adjust my behavior appropriately. I want to be a better man. And I spelled man with an X just to show like I'm really genuine. I want to be better. I want to be a better man with an X. Thanks. All right, Kenzie comes back. He says, just refrain from making fun of people based on their appearance and making assumptions based on the way they speak. One person in the comments here, SW, so I don't know who that is, wrote, quote, real men do exist, but that Mohawk appropriating freak has never been one, unquote. You could start by openly and firmly condemning this characterization. So I don't know whose comment this is. I don't know who he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about one of the roosters in our farm here, because some of our roosters do have like some toxic masculinity energy, but I don't think they've been commenting. So we get Petunia jumps in here every once in a while. Speaking of which, I hope Petunia's still here. She didn't come back. I think she left. All right. So I responded to him. I'm trying to get more information, right? He's not giving me much. So what did I specifically do or say that violates these laws? What are you referring to when you wrote the type of masculinity that is so distorted in me so I could adjust my behavior appropriately? I want to be a better man with an X again, right? Cha-ching. But it seems like you're referring to someone else's comment for the offensive micro or macro aggression / hate crime. Shall I delete possibly offending comments? Could you timestamp any segments in the video that I could study to deeper understand how what I said and did is so dangerous and offensive? Thanks ahead of time. Okay, so he then says, start with the basics. If you disagree with the characterization in the comment I pointed out, then disagree. No need to delete it. In fact, it should stay so that people will know what you really think. You disagree with that view. If that is the case, let's establish what you really think first. Okay, so great. Finally some steps that I can take. So I guess I have to disavow or approve of all comments that are made. I can do that. Right? So I responded to him. I thanked him. Said, just to be clear, I from now on should either affirm or disavow all comments made. Great, easy. What's next? I still don't understand what the masculinity that I try so hard to embody is. Can you timestamp some moments and help me study and to deeper understand how what I said and did is so dangerous and offensive? I just want to know what I did in this video that was so offensive. I want to be a better man with an X. But I need help. Help me. Thanks again. And also, you mentioned my screen name here on YouTube exhibits, quote, toxic masculinity. This is unfortunate. Can you please explain why so I can tell my audience why I changed the name? Also, what should I change the screen name to? Thanks ahead of time. So, I mean, simple questions, right? Okay, so I learned a lot so far from this thread, but I mean, it gets better. The knowledge, there's more knowledge coming. But let me come over here to we got some bigots. Here we go. Some bigots over in the chat, sending super chats, but not the bigot that just got put on timeout again. Unfortunately, he's going back on timeout again because he just can't seem to come nice or coherently. So again, iPhone musings, if you're going to come with super chats, then I'll read those. But you're just going to keep getting put on timeout if you don't know how to behave. Mezma sends 549 in euros. Please set up a Streamlab link. It's so painful to donate while knowing YouTube is getting a big cut. Also, love this stream. Mezma, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, a good way to donate too. Here, let me throw up a link for here's a donate page. This is a good way to donate as well. There's a link there. We appreciate all the support we can get. We've been pretty much, I don't know how much longer we'll be here on the YouTube. We'll try to stick it out as long as they let us, but we appreciate all the support we get. And yeah, we don't appreciate YouTube taking a cut, but we also don't appreciate doing streams and not getting the love from the super chats from you guys. So thank you for supporting the stream, and I will set up Streamlabs. Jessica's writing it down. I have my legal counsel here. We'll set up Streamlabs. My partner is supposed to call. You can't have wives anymore. You have to have partners. So my partner Jessica, she's going to help us out with that. Mazema, thank you so much. Oh no. $4.99. $4.99 in pounds. The most beautiful feathered woman that any of us have ever known. Petunia the chicken. If I saw you in chicken heaven, would you know my name? If I saw you in chicken heaven, Petunia. If I saw you in chicken heaven. Oh, Petunia. Says, I'm always looking down, watching over you, heart. Thank you, Petunia. Thank you. We appreciate that. And yeah, we'll raise our kibble, raise our bowl of kibble in honor of Petunia. Everybody, please make sure to honor Petunia, the fallen, beautiful, winged chicken woman, forced to lay eggs and eat her own period for many years of her life, passed on to the great chicken coop in the sky. Okay. All right. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Keep them coming. Bunch of bigots in the chat, not supporting with them super chats. But yeah, we'll set up the Streamlabs. Thank you for the suggestion, Maze Ma. Last time we set something up, somebody was like, oh, you got to set this thing up. And so you can get donations. Like, oh, we want to donate to you via this. So we went through all this like trouble to set this. What was that thing called? I forget what the app was. It was some payment processing thing. And then, yeah, nobody used it. So, but yeah, I think it'll be good to do the Streamlabs thing because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in chicken heaven? I know some of you are really jealous in the chat of my singing skills. I'm pretty sure Jessica is also jealous. All right, so let's go. Okay, just set the record straight on the comments you disagree with. So is the person the commenter refers to in the comment I pointed out to you a man or not, in your opinion? Give an answer, and don't bother answering vague nonsense. It is that simple, says Kenzie. says one can only improve, as you claim to be wanting, if we set a baseline. Let's set a baseline with an answer to my previous question. So fair enough, right? Is the person, I don't know who they're talking about. Is this person a man? Trying to catch me in this misgendering or gendering thing? Like, I'm beyond this. I'm freaking beyond this stuff, man. Kenzie, here's my response to Kenzie. I said, I don't see gender. I just see gender fluids. I'm not sure what someone else's comment that I have not seen has to do with me, but I recognize, honor, and take a knee for whichever gender, whichever person you are referring to identifies as, unless it's cis whites, then I disavow them, obviously. Are you just trying to underhandedly humiliate me for being trans? I thought you were going to help me understand with timestamps what I said in this video that needs correction and clarification. So you identify as trans, he says, trying to dead name me again, basically. Not sure what are gender fluids, care to elaborate? So it's like, obviously, it's 2020. This dude doesn't know what gender fluids are. I told you from the beginning, I am trans. I said, gender isn't fixed or binary. That's one of the tricks of the patriarchy. I don't see gender, just gender fluids. I don't identify as trans. I was born this way. I was born this way. Can you actually answer my questions now? You seem rather preoccupied and hung up on me being trans and less keen on helping me be better and understand what I did wrong. Sad face. Please clarify the following. I've asked several times now. So I just quoted my questions again, same questions, just trying to see what he wants. Like, I want this guy's help. I want his help. Let's see. He says, never said you should affirm or disavow comments, even if you could, since there are not that many. There are actually a lot of comments. However, if there is a comment that is offensive and you disagree with, you should set the record straight. In my opinion. Okay, in his opinion, I guess. But that's the opinion. Surely you could do as you please. It is your channel and you can continue with tone. I am certainly not a subscriber. I stumbled on this particular video by chance. Even if you called me a bigot in your first reply, I have not been rude to you nor sarcastic. Indeed, I can go through your video and point out with timestamps each time I think you are being rude, misogynistic, and homophobic. And since it is a long video, it will take some time. So I can probably send it to you in a few days. Just out of curiosity, is this the first time someone points this out to you? All right, so I responded, thanks. Please just post the timestamps in the comment below here and let me know what I did wrong and how I should be different. I know you're busy, but this will help. Maybe you can sub after we correct the errors. You mentioned that my screen name exhibits, quote, toxic masculinity. Now every time I comment and see the screen name, I feel guilty and conflicted, but this should be a quick fix. Please let me know how my screen name affirms the patriarchy so I can explain to the audience why I had to change it and help me come up with an acceptable one. Excuse me. Any ideas? Thanks ahead of time. All right. So then we had somebody, this guy makes fun of him. It says, your reply is really, I know you are, but what am I? Ha ha ha. So Samuel, I immediately took action, which was what I'm supposed to do, right? I got to disavow comments I disagree with. So I helped Kenzie out. I said, I disavow the comment from Samuel above. He is behaving like a typical toxic masculinity infected bigot, probably a homophobe. Not cool. It's 2020. He should respect you more and stand up for or kneel to you unless you are a cis white male. Also, get back to me about the screen name question above, please. I think that's a quick fix. Just need your help real quick. Thanks ahead of time. All right, so finally, this took him like a week. This was a week ago that I had to ask him for this. He finally gave me the timestamps. He finally helped me out. So Kenzie, thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Kenzie, not a subscriber, remember, not a subscriber, but he's helping me make my channel appropriate so that perhaps he or she, sorry, I keep gendering you. Perhaps they can subscribe, right? So Kenzie, thank you so much. Kenzie says, hi, I watched the video until about 24 minutes in. So this is a 2.5-hour video that he was complaining about. And he just got around to watching it, even though he spent like an hour commenting on it. But here we go. I watched it to about 24 minutes in, so I confess I did not make much progress. But what I saw and what I heard from other commenters on other channels sparked my curiosity. So I checked your website and watched other videos or part of on your channel. So Kenzie can't admit to watching any like Omar. You can't watch a whole video. You can't watch a whole video, right? That'd be too much. But he checked out some other comments, checked out the website. Cool. All right, so this is like a free consultation that I'm getting from this wise commenter here, and I appreciate it, Kenzie. Kenzie says, this little research helped me put things into perspective, re the name of your channel, and your online persona. I watched a video on your channel from about 5 years ago, and it was about your, quote, physique, progress, and the diet you were following, keto, if I remember correctly. Okay, well, let me just stop here. Why is physique in quotations? Is this because I'm trans? Is it because I'm trans vegan? Is this some sort of like underhanded thing? Like you're saying that trans vegans can't have a nice physique? Is this what you're trying to say? Why is it in quotations? I don't have an actual physique? What is this? Okay, anyways. Thank you for telling me that you watched a video from 5 years ago. It says, I read the comments, and some were brutal and unfair. So there you go. He's disavowing the comments that were not nice. I appreciate that. I feel better about the comments that were brutal from a video from 5 years ago that I haven't read the comments from in 5 years. But there were also lots of praises and compliments. Your tone from that video was much gentler. Maybe 5 year and 300K followers later, you feel emboldened and that you do not need to speak politely anymore. Maybe over the years, the company you keep have influenced you negatively, or this aggressive version of you is your true self. I don't know. However, that is what I noticed. Wow, brutal. This guy just pierced my freaking soul, and I just gendered him again. Damn it. They, them, just I'm back. There we go. I'm back. So, man, all right, Kenzie comments. Thank you, first of all, for letting me know that you don't like my tone. I'm really glad that you don't like my tone. Or, no, I'm sorry, excuse me. I am shocked. I am shocked that a video that you watched 5 years ago, talking about diet, kind of inspirational coaching type video, that has a different tone than a 2.5-hour live stream that you're talking about, where the introduction isn't even me talking. Right? That's amazing. You have such insight into human behavior, and I feel like you just touched my soul appropriately with consent. All right, so I appreciate that. Says, then I watched a video from a few months ago where you explain what you've been up to, and that contains clips from years ago in Santa Cruz. That was, for me, very revealing, yet led to more questions. But that's another story. Anyway, re this video, you use the term effeminate at 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Finally, we get to the meat of it. We get to the beyond meat of this comment. Finally, the word effeminate. So let's go to the timestamp and we'll clarify this. So anyway, re this video, you use the term effeminate for both JCS and EE. Why is that relevant? Are they? What makes someone effeminate? Is it clear you use this adjective as a pejorative for their character? Why? No, I'm sorry. It is clear you use this adjective as a pejorative for their character. Why? Assume they are effeminate as you characterize them. Does this make their message less true, less relevant, less important? Further on, from 9 minutes to 11 minutes, you keep repeating toxic masculinity, making fun of Paul's accent and his way of speaking. And at 13, continue to make fun of Paul's way of speaking. Why? I don't understand how making fun of them makes your message relevant. I have also come across a video of another YouTuber that posted an exchange of emails with you in which you call him an F star 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 repeatedly. Wow, whatever the issue, I think you were asking him to delete a video you did together. Why the need to call him that? A slur used by homophobic people. FYI, I don't need not expect an answer. You asked the timestamp, I obliged. All right, so let's check these timestamps out. Thank you so much, Kenzie. I can explain all of this, I'm sure. Let's see.
An activist, Joey Carbstrong.
So they've got veggie and vegan separated, which is good.
Lockdowns have also made it difficult for many of us online vegan activists who spend our time changing the world and saving the animals anonymously in YouTube comments who have to now spend...
Okay, so Kenzie, is that me talking? Absolutely not. That's not me talking. So I'm not sure. I wasn't even speaking then. So let's jump forward. So let's jump forward to 927. And again, that wasn't even me talking, but okay, so Joey Carbstrong and Earthling Ed, why is it relevant to use the word effeminate? Effeminate. You're the one who said that's a pejorative. First of all, why do you think, hey bigot, Kenzie, bigot, why do you think it's a pejorative to call somebody effeminate? I think being effeminate is amazing. I think being effeminate, especially as a man, proves you're not toxically masculine, proves that you're sensitive. And I think it's a good thing. So I don't know what kind of like internalized patriarchal programming, misogynistic, bigoted hate thoughts you have inside of you. But I think being effeminate is good and amazing. Okay, so, all right, let's go. We got 927. Remember, there is no such thing as masculinity. It's not toxic. It's all toxic masculinity. My audio was done. My audio was muted. Excuse me. How long have I been muted? All right, I'm back. So anyways, why is you say making fun of somebody's way of speaking? Whose way of speaking am I making fun of? I'm simply using an accent. I thought that's how British people like to talk about veganism, right? You use the terms that people understand. So when I speak to British people, I always speak in an English accent. I mean, that to me, that's just being polite, right? So I think maybe we kind of got cross-wired there. I don't think you really understand what I was doing there. I was talking to the British audience and I'm trying to use terms and a voice that they understand. Like I want to make the audience comfortable. So Kenzie comments, thank you for that. Again, you still haven't answered the very important question that I asked you. And you told me that the name of my channel is Toxically Masculine. How do I need to fix this? I can't keep, every time I see the name now, I feel guilty. I feel like I'm like the patriarchy is reaching out for me and harming people. And yeah, how do I go about that? What should I change the name of my channel to? Please let me know. Please let me know. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Tristan's Gender Fluids. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what I should change it to. And thank you for the comments. I don't see you in the chat right now in the live stream, but I would appreciate you have given me a lot of support with your time here, basically like a free business consultation. I appreciate that. And yeah, Kenzie, maybe throw some super chats next time, huh? Freaking stingy Kenzie. All right, thank you so much for the help there. That was enlightening. Very, very enlightening. So the toxic masculinity of my channel has been, the possible toxic masculinity has been recognized, and we're ready to make some real changes. We're ready to make some real major changes with how this channel is run and perhaps what it's named, if Kenzie could just get back to me. Thank you. All right, we got a bunch of cool people in the chat. Blubbersphere, what's up? Princess T, what's up? Caleb Manuel, what's up? Boomer Fluid, what's happening? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right, guys. All right, guys. Let's see. We are now going to learn a little bit more about some of the other things that toxic masculinity is affecting, right? So we know, first of all, we have to change the images of man, right? The Changing Images of Man, Stanford Research Institute talks about reformatting how it is that we see ourselves, our place in the cosmos, our place in the universe, who we are, where we're going, where we come from, and why we're here. Right? And our vision of what things like what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, what it means to have a family, where knowledge comes from, what wisdom is, where wisdom comes from. These are all concepts that are currently being reformatted, restructured in order to influence our worldview and our behavior. But it's not just about freeing us from the confines of our former false identities. No, it's about putting us in new shackles. Business Insider. Remember, we talked about this a few months ago, but we're going to revisit this one. Men are being treated for the coronavirus with female sex hormones in 2 trials. People who rely on hormones are worried it could lead to a shortage. Oh no, this could lead to a shortage. We could have a major shortage of injectable estrogen for men. It's going to lead to a shortage. Get that estrogen replacement therapy while you can, guys. So you want to fight viruses, just take some friggin' estrogen, men. So they noticed that men were dying more. So they decided, what's the difference between men and women? Well, it's simply hormones, right? In this reductionist, materialist worldview, the only difference is hormones. So let's just give men estrogen, and they can be saved, right? This was going around this week too. This boy, 16 years old, this is the Los Angeles Times, boy 16, was given estrogen for behavioral disorder while in LA juvenile hall, suit alleges. So major allegations there. Forcibly given estrogen for a behavioral disorder while in LA juvenile hall. Right? Gender bending children, a little boy forced to take estrogen. What is this? What's going on here? Toxic masculinity. It's toxic masculinity. Where's this? I got another one. Here we go. PETA. You guys all know PETA's on board. PETA's all about helping us to understand that traditional masculinity is dead. Masculinity is dead. You guys remember, where was this? You guys remember this guy? You don't want to know what he's smelling right there.
Masculinity is dead.
Uh-oh, he said it.
Masculinity is dead. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about the old concept and the old program of the armored, emotionally unavailable, and fully narrow-minded masculine. It's dead.
It's dead, guys. It's dead. But you know what's not dead? Dudes wearing like 4 scarves and spiritual necklaces and cool, super spiritual, esoteric tattoos and decorating your home like an 18-year-old college dorm room when you're 30. Totally not dead.
Dying, it's decaying. It no longer serves humanity. It no longer serves women. It no longer serves sons and daughters. It no longer serves the economy. It no longer serves the planet. Old hat masculinity is dead. It's gone. It's dead. I love all the men in my life. Dad. Everyone in my life from Texas that gave me those lessons. And I reject your program. And I tap into my own, which is from the heart and from the soul and from an awakened masculine. Just the new game.
We had a little mashup there. We got the PETA video. The PETA video with Kevin here's rant. But yeah, this PETA video came out in January 2019.
Open can I be with my heart? How much can I serve women? How much can I serve children? How much can I serve living on purpose? And guess what? My armor's coming off. I want to feel. I want to be emotionally available. I want to be emotionally intelligent. And I'm still going to be a warrior. I'm still going to be a killer of false programs and identities. I'm still going to be a businessman and a father and a lover and a powerful masculine presence.
But mostly, like, hopefully, like a lover. Mostly like a lover. This dude is like, this is like in Blade Runner 2049, they had Frank Underwood's wife played like the top cop. This guy's like he's like a replicant sex bot for like a corporate dominatrix. Fortune 500 empowered dominatrix woman would love to adopt young Kevin here. From Encinitas, definitely in Encinitas. All right, let's hear a little bit more about the changing images of masculinity. I mean, this is just like a random YouTube video, right? I think he did this originally on Facebook, but it's so exemplar. It's so exemplar of what we're dealing with now, right? The changing images of man. What is it to be a man? The eroding of the foundation of your beliefs on what it is to be alive, what it is to be a human, what it is to be a man, and then the erecting of this new structure to change how you behave, to organize your life.
Sourced in power and not force and aggression. That's old masculinity and it's dead. Men out there, it's time to get new role models. Shout out to fucking the king, Elliot Hulse. You have been maybe the biggest role model and divine masculine king in my life that's shown me how to live as a man. I bow to you, brother. Thank you for that. I can't wait to see you in Austin, Texas very soon for grounding camp. Brandon Hawk, you're another one. You are an awakened masculine of the heart. Thank you so much, brother.
Dad, I love you, dude. But I'm so mad at you, Dad. I'm so mad. I can't stand you, Dad. All right, so let's go over. We got a super chat from Boomer Fluid. Boomer Fluid sending $10. Says, normally I need all my social security, but I saved some money on wine at Costco. Take my money, bigot. Thank you, Boomer Fluid. Using those dollars that could have been used for a brand new pair of New Balance shoes, right? Or perhaps a Disney Plus subscription. You could have used that for a monthly subscription to the New York Times, but instead you support the chat here, you support the channel here, when so few do. Remember, you guys don't support it, you're not going to get these streams. You're not going to get these streams if you don't keep supporting them. So thank you, Kevin, for telling us about the masculinity. Let's listen to a couple more clips.
Swipe left. Men,
here we go.
As usual, continuing to downplay the empowerment of minorities, of women, and the recognition of children as sovereign beings. And it's a war. And that old hat masculine, guess what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm swiping left. Swipe left. Swipe left. Swipe left. Trump, swipe left. Men abusing women in any way, even verbally, swipe left. Men not teaching their boys how to be an awakened man who lives from the heart and sources purpose and not money, swipe left.
Swipe left,
It's
yes.
fucking gone.
Gone.
It's gone.
Gone. Done.
And I'm going to live my life as an example to everyone in my life, male, female, whoever, animal, plant,
trans vegan,
the whole biosphere, rock, tree, mountain.
There you go. Roof, paper, chapstick, highlighter.
I live with purpose and the awakened masculine heart.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What is the awakened masculine heart? It is that which is unchanging, that seeks to serve the world, that seeks to serve the heart, that seeks to serve the mother, the divine mother, Gaia.
Okay. Gaia. Okay.
And is ready to go to war and slay
toxic masculinity.
another human being if necessary, if you're going to be against life and try to take life, but primarily the programs, concepts, and paradigms that cause death and violence.
Damn, he's ready to slay the programs that cause death and violence, and maybe even slay some people if they're bigots. So we got this dude, Warrior for Gaia, Kevin. Kevin's killing it. Kevin is killing it. All right. Well, we might have to check back in with Kevin sometimes. I'm feeling it. You guys feeling it? Would you guys be in an open relationship with Kevin? Jessica says yes. She would. There's none that were... Are these all of them? All right, Kevin. You freezing again? All right, toxic masculinity, slayed. But what is it? What is toxic masculinity? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. All right, so here we go. This seems to be an explanation here. Let's check this out after we review. We got a super chat. We got a supporter of the stream, just for kicks, sending $9.99 in the USDs. Says, what a hero. That swipe left is strong. My wife's boyfriend approves. That's really cool of you. I'm glad. I approve. I swipe right on Kevin. I swipe right on that. Dad, swipe left. Trump, swipe left. Right? Homophobes, swipe left. Bigots, swipe left. Ellen DeGeneres, swipe right. The experts, swipe right. Greta, swipe right. Caitlyn Jenner, swipe right. Christine Ashley is going to teach us a little bit about toxic masculinity. Let's just read a couple quotes here. Here's an overview of toxic, fragile masculinity and how it degrades our lives. This guide centers black cishet men. Cishet?
I've never seen that word before.
All right. Black cishet men. I'm sorry. I feel like I should know that as a trans vegan. But patriarchy and heterosexism implicate everyone. One oppression does not justify another. We ain't free till the most marginalized among us are free. Hopefully this guide reflects some black women's lived experiences and inspires men to redefine themselves in healthier ways. Okay, clarifications. Thank you. I need a lot of these. Okay, quote, offering unsolicited advice to women is misogynistic. What if you tell a woman that? All right, and I'm not trying to be smart here. I'm not trying to get lippy with you, Christine Ashley. Let's give this a like.
Oh, this is confusing.
All right, Christine Ashley says, offering unsolicited advice to women is misogynistic. But if I tell a woman that offering unsolicited advice to women is misogynistic, is that misogynistic? If a woman is offering unsolicited advice to another woman, and me, as a trans vegan, if I tell her that offering unsolicited advice to women is misogynistic, is that misogynistic? That's what I want to know. Somebody send a super chat if you got the answer to that. I'd really like to know. And okay, I say that to mean this. Policing women's bodies and expecting women to center men's preferences when making their life choices is misogynistic. I do not mean that black women are above intellectual critique. Okay.
I figured it out.
You figured it out. What is
cishet?
A cishet.
Yeah, it's combining cisgender and heterosexual into one term.
Cishet. I'm going to use that now. That's great. Cishet. It's cisgender and heterosexual in one term.
Because it's the cis-hetero patriarchy, all one word.
Yeah. So, all right. So you guys want to learn a little bit more? All men benefit from misogyny and can weaponize it at will. Okay? So that's what you need to understand. All men benefit from misogyny and can weaponize it at will. What is misogyny? Don't bother us with these stupid questions, okay? Look, racial oppression does not exempt black men from gender privilege, although women with an X, see what she did there, have also internalized misogyny. Only men benefit from patriarchal influence, okay? Terms to digest are masculinities. Okay, masculinities are social constructs that describe the behaviors, roles, and relations of men within a given culture. Masculine ideals change over time. So Earthling Ed was informing us about that already. We already know about that. Guys, make sure to hit the like, share. YouTube doesn't be liking this, doesn't be sharing this, so we need you guys to like it and share it. All right, next term, sexism. A set of beliefs that support patriarchy insists that men are inherently superior and endowed with the right to command weaker individuals. Okay, misogyny is active sexism that reinforces patriarchy. For example, illegal sneeze. For example, a man who exploits women with an X for emotional labor is a misogynist. Patriarchy, don't be bigot. Patriarchy is a social system where men monopolize power by dominating political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of property. All right, so this is a better one. You guys want to understand this a little bit better? We have a Power Rangers infographic, which is come back. This is for all you millennials, fellow millennials. This is our language, right? Speaking to us in our own language. I appreciate that. So we've got the Red Ranger at the top left is emotionally guarded. Then the Blue Ranger, libido. The Black Ranger of toxic masculinity is rage. The Yellow Ranger of toxic masculinity is entitlement. The Pink Ranger of toxic masculinity is domination. When they combine, they will mighty morph into the giant mechanized super soldier warrior that is destroying equality and progress, and that is the mighty morphin toxically masculine giant Power Ranger mech. So, breaking down some of this is the social sciences, everybody. $200,000 a year, and your children can also learn more about these topics. Big shout out to PETA again. This is the new masculine, aggressively swinging fake vegetable genitalia. New masculine. There we go. So we've got some other interesting perspectives here. We've got Vice. Archaeologists say we can blame the patriarchy on meat. So Vice, I mean, this is one of the best pieces of journalism we've ever seen from Vice. Just amazing, hard-hitting, real journalism. Totally not fake. Totally not just a degenerate propaganda outlet. Basically advertising drugs and degeneracy to kids for the last, 10 years Vice has been around? Definitely not that. Archaeologists say we can blame the patriarchy on meat. A new study found that men started to dominate once they increased the meat in their diets, while women ate mostly grains. So there you go, Vice letting us know that studies show from the totally real science of archaeology, right? The hard science of archaeology has shown us that the patriarchy is because of meat. Right? So men were eating meat and being mean to the women, and then we get what we have today. That's basically the history according to this little section of critical theory. Study finds eating meat perpetuates hegemonic masculinity. Do you think taking a bite out of a juicy burger is making you sexist? A new study certainly thinks so, after it linked meat consumption with promoting the patriarchy. News.com.au. The Journal of Feminist Geography argued hegemonic masculinity implies an imperative to eat meat and helped concrete other power hierarchies as well. Hard-hitting, really, really hard-hitting science. And so the experts say, science says, let's go back to the changing images of man. Changing images of man. Remember, Stanford Research Institute, with big government grants, connected actually to a lot of these researchers who were involved in behaviorism, calling upon the behaviorist sciences, calling upon social sciences for social engineering purposes. They talk about, in chapter 4 here, the influence of science on the image of man. They talk about some of the limitations of the scientific worldview for giving a new image of man as well. So, science informing the image of man, right? The experts. Bernays wrote about in his book Propaganda, and it was public relations. Edward Bernays. I think it's his nephew actually runs Netflix. Isn't that crazy? Bernays' nephew actually runs Netflix. Bernays talked about the experts being used as essentially a new priesthood, right? Replacing the priesthood, the former priesthood, with a new priesthood of science, of the experts. So, human as mechanism, the view of modern behaviorism. So this is on page 29, talking about some of the formative images of man in the universe. In the section, Human as Mechanism, the View of Modern Behaviorism, objective psychology became behaviorism in 1913, when John B. Watson led a break with the older tradition of introspection, a tradition that had brought about little agreement about the nature of consciousness. Okay, so for scientific reasons, consciousness came to be thought of as a construct whose study leads to no fruitful results, a black box whose unknown All right, we're back. I don't know when I cut out. We good? We're good. So behaviorism basically states that it doesn't matter if man has a soul or not. Why would we assume that man has anything in his internal world? We want to strictly look at man as a machine to be programmed into specific behaviors using environmental triggers, Pavlovian training, Skinner. All right, get in your little Skinner box. And that's the new image of man. The new image of man is a zonked out, blasted out of his head on acid at Burning Man, effeminate new male with freaking VR goggles. Man, that's the new image of man, in a Skinner box, being programmed by other people's thoughts, right? Having other people's thoughts implanted in them through media. Their whole world being this false construct of false presuppositions, constantly molded, constantly changing, right? They tell you you're always evolving, culture is evolving, therefore meaning is evolving. Your place in the universe is evolving. What a great way to dehumanize people. So behaviorism as a science is inherently dehumanizing. Inherently dehumanizing. Operant conditioning. A term originated by B.F. Skinner to denote a systematic procedure whereby the actions of an organism are brought under control by giving it a reward if and only if it behaves in a specified manner. Operant conditioning. So Skinner actually developed this system, which is really well embodied in what we see today, with people being kept home, locked in their homes, locked in their houses, and essentially just programmed via media, via mass media. The psycho-civilization of society has been advocated by means of various techniques of behavior modification such as operant conditioning, electrocranial stimulation, and psychochemical drugs. Only if such mentalistic and pre-scientific concepts as will, freedom, consciousness, and so forth are cast off, Skinner asserts, does man have a chance to attain a truly peaceful, rational, and humane society in the future. And so the changing images of man, they talk about utilizing and basically picking some of the best, cherry-picking the useful, in kind of a pragmatic way, the useful aspects of scientism, of certain religious structures like Hinduism and Eastern philosophy, and they even mention Masonry in here as well, and using these as a framework, as a scaffolding to build this new giant Skinner box society that we're to live in and just react to. So they say that this is great, right? All this stuff is really good. Certainly the techniques that have been developed within the view of man as mechanism are powerful and efficient. They work. Hence, if integrated and reconciled with other views of man, views which have more adequate ethics and metaphysics, both terms that the behavioristic scientist ignores or insists are not part of his concern, on which to guide their application, this view and its product would conceivably be of great benefit to mankind. Benefit to mankind. So if we can just use behaviorism and a giant Skinner box society to reformat man's image of who he is in the world, what it is to be a man, what it is to be human, if we can just do that while combining it with a metaphysics that will be pragmatically useful for structuring society, then we've got the perfect combination. We got the perfect combo. And that's kind of what we had there with our buddy. With that new age guy we were just looking at. Kevin. Masculinity is dead. Trump, swipe left. Dad, swipe left. Eckhart Tolle, swipe right. Joseph Campbell, Hero's Journey, swipe right. Osho, swipe right. Open relationships, swipe right. All right, so this idea of basically creating a Pavlovian technocracy, giving man this image of himself as possibly achieving apotheosis by becoming a good global citizen is what we're looking at now, right? The new image of man Man is going to achieve eternal life through submitting himself and becoming a part of the hive, becoming a part of the greater movement of social justice. And getting rid of these old views of what it is to be human, what it is to be man, these human supremacists of the past, as the vegans call it. We've got to get rid of that, and we've got to replace this with a new image of man. Meets patriarchy. Women's social standing is roughly equal to men's only when society itself is not formalized around roles for distributing meat. It says Lewin and Leakey. So there's a whole paper from, let's see, was it oxy.edu? I don't know if that's Oxford University, but I wouldn't doubt it. Who's publishing this one? A male chimpanzee in a Tanzanian forest is chewing on the limb of a monkey carcass he has caught. Other members of the hunting party cluster around him, attempting to get a morsel. Juveniles sit on the forest floor below, hoping that fragments of bone or drops of blood will fall to them. The beggars in the tree ask for meat with outstretched, upturned palms and place their fingertips at or even inside the hunter's lips in order to get his attention. He tries to ignore their presence, continually turning his body away from them. One exception to this indifference is a female who carries a sexual swelling and receives the male's attentions. He allows her to take pieces of the carcass, which she then shares with her infant. Occasionally, she presents her swelling to him, and they copulate. Meanwhile, the possessor of the meat allows one other chimpanzee, a longtime ally, to take bits of meat also. This interplay of meat with sex, political networks, and status displays is typical of the strategic meat-sharing pattern seen among chimpanzees. So they're saying these chimps, they're just patriarchal monsters. Patriarchal chimps. Naughty. Got the sexual politics of meat. A feminist vegetarian critical theory by Carol J. Adams. We don't have time to read this whole thing, but another one of these. Meat is bad, right? Eating meat is bad. Toxic masculinity. And what is toxic masculinity? Well, just whatever we say it is, right? All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. A little internet glitch or YouTube glitch or something. Who knows? All right, behaviors of toxic masculinity. Focusforhealth.org. They're helping us. Behaviors of toxic masculinity. 1. Extreme self-reliance. The need to do everything on their own, making it less likely for men to seek treatment or reach out for help financially. All right, so extreme self-reliance. So if you want to provide for your own family, you are toxically masculine. All right, so let's flip that. What would be not toxic masculinity? Well, we got to get rid of what they call extreme self-reliance, right? Self-reliance is obviously toxically masculine. How do you not be toxically masculine? Don't be self-reliant, right? Wait for your government kibble. Stay home, save lives, wear your face diaper, listen to the adults on the TV, and wait for your kibble handouts. Shame, disassociation, and avoidance of emotional expression. Think boys/men don't cry, leaving boys/men with a few acceptable emotions besides anger. And now this is a weird one. This is a funny concept that we get told so many times. Oh, toxic masculinity, it's like men are ashamed to show emotion. They're ashamed to show emotion. While at the same time, we're being pumped full of these gender-bending chemicals. We're getting put on, 16-year-old boys are getting put on not just methamphetamines. They're not just getting put on Ritalin. They're getting put on estrogen. LA County, estrogen forced on this kid. And so they're pumping you up with all sorts of chemicals that are going to disrupt testosterone production, that are going to disrupt your emotional state. You're constantly bombarded with traumatic, hypersexual, hyperviolent imagery on television, and you're constantly played with emotionally by a toxic culture, by a weaponized toxic pop culture. But you're told, no, you're toxically masculine if you're not emotional enough. You got to be more emotional. be more emotional. Extreme aspiration for physical, sexual, and intellectual dominance. So if you want to be successful, have a relationship, be strong, that's all toxically masculine. That's all toxic masculinity. Extreme aspiration for physical. So if you just enjoy lifting weights, if you just enjoy training, if you just enjoy pushing your body, maybe that's toxic masculinity. How do you know? How do you know it's not toxic masculinity? Devaluation of women's opinions, body, and sense of self. So if you don't just care what women think about you, if you don't just care what is cool, then you're toxically masculine. It's a devaluation of women's opinions. If you don't care what everyone else thinks, not caring what people think, that's toxic masculinity. And they did the same thing recently with the word the sociopath and psychopath, right? Oh, if you don't just join the herd, if you don't agree with everything the herd agrees with, you're probably a sociopath, a psychopath, and you're toxically masculine. Don't wear the mask, toxically masculine. Don't care what women think about you, toxically masculine. You got to care what everyone else thinks. You got to be reliant on handouts. You got to be embracing straight up raw emotion, right? Just be controlled by emotion. then you won't be toxically masculine. Then the last one, number 5, condemning anything feminine within another man and equating affection for another man as being sexually attracted to other men, resulting in higher social isolation and loneliness / lack of social cohesion. Whoa, there's a lot in there. Condemning anything feminine within another man. Again, what is feminine? What is masculine? I thought these are fluid things that are always changing. I thought they're fluid and they're always changing. Again, I don't see gender. I just see gender fluids. I come over here to the chat. What's up, bigots? You got any bigots proving that they're not bigots? We need your support, guys. We need them super chats. Gotta get them super chats. We got kind of a stingy audience today. Last time we had a good audience on the last one. I think it was like a whole week ago, the last stream. Again, we need you guys' support. You guys like these streams? You guys have fun with this stuff? Support the dang streams. Because if you don't, the streams are going to stop coming. All right, toxic masculinity. We've got a great example of not toxic masculinity here on the left. We've got, on the left of the screen, we have Dr. Michael Greger. Always on his treadmill, right? But not disrespecting women while he's on his treadmill, is he? Do you ever see him disrespecting women on his treadmill? No, you don't. And if his wife was in the room and wanted to use the treadmill, he'd probably let her use it. And if she was speaking, he wouldn't interrupt her. Right, Jessica? Say something so I can interrupt you. Okay. Dr. Greger on the left, he is a good global citizen. He has a green check mark. He is approved. Notice the halo. On the right, we have Gaston, a Disney character. Toxically masculine. No. Thumbs down. No thumbs up. Swipe left. Canceled. Right? None of that. We don't need that. Right? What we need more of, Dr. Greger, expert, the science, not toxically masculine. On the right, we have a cartoon evil character from Beauty and the Beast. That's you now. Who you could be, if you just listen to the grown-ups, you could be approved, green check mark, halo, good global citizen, broccoli t-shirt, neck as skinny as your forearm, Dr. Greger, Dr. Michael Greger. Okay, so toxic masculinity is real. It's nothing to joke about. It's not funny. You're just laughing. Whoever's laughing, stop. Okay. Did we hit on all that? We'll maybe come back to the toxic masculinity theme as we go on. You guys want more? Where your thumbs up? Where your thumbs ups at? Where your thumbs ups at? Give me them thumbs. We need more thumbs up. We got more people watching than there are thumbs up. We need more thumbs up there, guys. All right, make sure to send those super chats and support. We got a stingy crowd tonight. All right, let's come over here. Let's learn a little bit more about toxic masculinity. Now, I'm going to need you guys' opinion on this. I need your opinion on this. We've got lovely young lady, right? Wife material. Right? I mean, if I wasn't married already, I might propose to her. She is dressed in all white, right? Cute, fresh, new white duds with blood smeared all over them. Fake blood, probably. And a sign that says McDonald's, tell them the truth. Watch Dominion.com. So, lovely young lady here. Let's see what's going on. Friggin' toxic masculine guy. Look at him. He's probably the manager or something, exerting his patriarchal dominance on all his female employees. Right? What else can we accuse him of? Probably some sort of a violent criminal. Let's just say that. Probably if he has a wife, he beats her for sure. Let's see what he does. This girl saving the animals, wife material, hero. This guy, let's see what he is. Suffocate to death. Just says, shut up. All right, so I want to Kenzie comments, I disavow this. I do not approve of him telling that woman to shut up. First of all, you just interrupted a woman, okay? This guy here, he just interrupted a woman. She's over here just trying to tell people the truth in McDonald's by dressing herself up really cute with blood all over herself and holding a sign telling them to watch a movie on YouTube. All right? She's just doing her job, dude. She's doing her job, right? 19-year-old girl, the stars in her eyes, right? Like, I mean, she's got her whole life ahead of her, right? She's in her prime. She's got like 15 more years until she realizes that she's unmarried and alone, skillless, doesn't even know how to clean her own house, right? She's got about 15 years till she realizes that she's way past her prime and that she's basically kind of chemically sterilized herself just through her behavior with this vegan activism. She has a whole bright future ahead of her. Right? She'll probably have like 30 cats, right? Not at one time, right? She's not like a weirdo or anything like that, but she'll probably have a good 30 cats in the next 30 years. And they're all going to cuddle her a lot and thank her for the kibble she gives them. But this guy right here, look at him. Probably a cishet, right? This freaking cishet. The truth. All right, shout out. That is Vegan Booty. Vegan Booty. She is a young activist. She's a young activist, and she's engaged in one of the most powerful forms of activism, right? Which is dressing up super hot and holding up signs in restaurants, wearing a shirt that says "Eat pussy, not animals," right? Like this is powerful. Anti-dairy social club, cute selfie. All right, let's see. Why buy something with breast milk in it when you don't have to, right? Let's see what she buys instead. Can we play it? Can we not play that?
This is why you no longer need to eat the murdered bodies of animals, because you can literally get vegan beef burgers and vegan beef pies. So good. Look at this. Everything. Vegan versions of everything. Chicken. This is why you no longer need to eat the murdered bodies of animals, because you...
There you go. So we don't need to eat the murdered bodies of animals. We don't need to do much of anything. Shoot, we don't need to have real human relationships. We have Zoom and Skype. You don't need to go into stores anymore, right? You don't even need to have a face anymore. We have face masks for that. We don't need real food. We have Beyond Food. This is amazing. This is amazing. I think I'm in love. So with my wife, not with this young, beautiful activist here. This young, beautiful white savior woman. Just doing her part, taking out the white woman's burden and showing the unwashed masses how to purchase sustainable vegan kibble. This is good. This is what we should be promoting, right? Leopard Z sent $4.99. Finally, the bigots wake up and realize how to prove that they're not toxically masculine. Leopard Z is not toxically masculine, and he proves it with a $4.99 super chat. Says, I am not a bigot, nor am I toxically masculine like my wife's boyfriend when he forces to go to bed early for the night. He forces you to go to bed early for the night. Well, that's probably for your own good. So I'm glad your wife's boyfriend let you watch this at least. I mean, at least he gives you internet access. Just for kicks, since $9.99, says wife material is the leg spreader protester in Portland. Hero, not whore. Hero. All I see are heroes, right? I mean, and when you refer to sex workers, those are heroes, right? I mean, these are all the heroes. The Thoughts of a Pilgrim sends $5. Keep up the good work. God bless. Thanks, The Thoughts of a Pilgrim. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's see some more support, bigots. All you bigots in the chat. All right, so Vegan Booty. Vegan Booty is just working so hard on TikTok. Super hard-working TikTok activist. I don't know, let's see.
Chickens only have one hole. The egg comes out of that hole. You are literally eating her ovulation. Why on earth would you want to...
Why are you literally standing on all fours in this video? She's on all fours giving this typical vegan speech. What is this?
Eat someone's ovulation. Chickens only have one hole. The egg comes out of that hole. You are literally eating her ovulation. Why on earth would you...
Okay. Chickens don't ovulate. Chickens do not have a period. Chickens make eggs. You're not eating a chicken's menstrual period. We've been through this before. All right, so hard working girl, TikTok, really just powerful. Let's see some activism here. Popo finally got me. Stoked, right? Badge of honor. Losing the V card to the cops, getting arrested. Let's see. Uh-oh. I can't watch this one now. Play it. Play that. There you go. Popo finally got me. So a police officer walks her about 10 meters.
Holds her by the elbow.
Touches her elbow. A female police officer moves her away from one area and into another area. I mean, this girl, right? Like, she's living on the edge. The Popo are after her. Popo are after her, man. Vegan Booty. Vegan Booty is really working super hard. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. We've got Vegan Clan. Clothing is a powerful form of activism. So if you guys want to support their work, you can go check out the hard work that they are doing to save the animals by wearing super hot clothes. And we got some here. I'll pull this off because we've got that's some music there. So they've got eat pussy, not animals. Cut so small that you can see the bra. Here we go. You've been lied to. Watched a Minion t-shirt. People who care about animals don't eat them t-shirt. Got these kids coming at you live from Little St. James, is that what it was called? Epstein's Island. Coming at you live from Uncle Epstein's Island. Vegan activists. Vegan Clan. So, there you go. The kids are okay, right? The next generation, they're going to make it. Right? All you fathers out there, you get this to look forward to. One day your daughter might make it big on the internet and help to sell the vegan dream. Like Vegan Booty or Earthling Ed, who's speaking at the University of Cambridge. University of Cambridge meets veganism. Also, Earthling Ed can be found teaching veganism and animal rights to 12-year-olds. The 12-year-olds, the changing images of man. The changing images of man. We've got this young man, Earthling Ed, we're going to learn about after this when we read the super chat. AV Sissio. I don't know where you're from, but it says, I am an oppressed woman who has to run after my kid all day long, so I can't sit down and send super chats. Please don't have misogynistic expectations.
That's so funny.
How do I switch that around?
Are you kidding?
You're an oppressed woman who has to run after her kid all day. Wow. Maybe you should have thought of that before you had kids. You should have realized that it wouldn't give you as much time to watch somebody on YouTube laugh at vegans. You should think about it. All right, thank you, Sissio. Appreciate that. All right, let's see what we have here. Teaching animal rights to 12-year-olds. Not toxically masculine. Totally not toxically masculine. Earthling Ed. Teaching the 12-year-olds. How did this, first question, how did this dude get into a room full of 12-year-olds? Second question, if this dude was in a room full of 12-year-olds and you had a 12-year-old that was in this dude's room full of 12-year-olds, what would you say to the school that's inviting this dude in to educate them? What would you say to that school? Let's see what happens with Earthling Ed and the 12-year-olds.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and listen to what I have to say. Let's do a quick show of hands to begin with. What am I going to talk about today? What's already been discussed? Yeah?
Something to do with
Veganism? Okay, great, yeah. Let's do a show of hands, okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say an animal, and I want you to raise your hand if you eat that animal, okay? All right? Okay, I'm going to start really, really easy, okay?
Remember, these are 12-year-olds, but he's speaking to them like they're 4.
Say chickens. That's always the number one, chickens, okay. All right, okay, okay. Next one. All right, guys, pigs. Yeah, who eats pigs? Yeah, just a little bit, just every now and then, yeah? Okay, next one, cows. Who eats cows? Okay, let's make it a little bit more abstract. Okay, ducks. Who eats ducks? Okay. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up, little children. I'm trying to brainwash you. Who eats dogs? Do you eat dogs? Why don't you eat dogs? How about why? Do you know that a pig is the same as a human? The same, like, always with the same tactics. Always with the same tactics. Let's get them to anthropomorphize animals. Let's get them to feel guilty about maybe eating one animal and think about, well, what's the difference between a dog and a pig? What's the difference between a dog and a chicken? If you wouldn't want to eat a dog, why would you eat a poor chicken? A chicken is a woman too.
Ready? Who eats dogs? Dogs. No? No? Alright, stay with me. Shh. Who eats cats? No one have like a cat steak for dinner tonight? No? Alligator, some maybe will do. Alright then, okay, so now tell me, hands up, what's the difference? What's the difference between a pig and a dog when it comes to why we eat them? There is no difference. Okay, so...
No, there is a difference. That is a difference. And I've explained this to you several times already now, Earthling Ed. We do not eat dogs because dogs protect our other livestock, right? Dogs are here to protect our home. Our dog sleeps in the house so that it can protect our children in case there's an intruder. We've got our little four-legged shotgun right behind us, laying on the couch there, sleeping all the time, sleeping half the day away, but waiting for the minute when he needs to protect us, right? So we have dogs for protection, to protect both ourselves and our property from idiots who might try and steal that property like you've been known to do. When you break and enter onto people's private property and try to steal their farm animals, we have our dogs so that they can protect things like chickens and sheep and cows, so that we can use those for the viable food sources that they are to feed our children on our own land. I know you have no concept of feeding children because you don't have children. You probably don't plan on having them. Right? I know you don't care about feeding people off of your own land because you want to remove people's ability to do that. You want to actually create a situation where nobody's able to own land or do what they wish to with their own land, which is why we're here pushing back against this vegan abolitionist nonsense that you push. But we keep dogs so that they can rip apart idiots like you when they try and break and enter into people's property and steal their property, their livestock, and terrorize their animals. People have dogs to protect their families and their other animals that they use for food. I'm not going to milk a dog because a dog's not going to give me 2 to 3 gallons of milk in a session like a cow will. Okay? Think about it.
There's no difference. Why would you not eat a dog? Alright, we do like dogs. And why do we like dogs as pets? Because they're nice, right? And they're fun, and they're playful. Yeah?
Because they'll rip your face off, right? Because they will eat your little B cups if you try and break onto our property, Earthling Ed.
It is illegal to eat a dog. Why? Not in some places around the world. And I think in the UK, this might be wrong, but I think technically it's not illegal, but we just don't do it, right? Because it's like a cultural thing.
So, I thought what we had was that it could be bad for them because they're in a way they're dead in the inside and from the outside. So, in a way, it's bad for their mental health.
It is bad for their mental health. Why is it bad for their mental health?
They're being treated like animals.
No. But that's what we say, isn't it? What does that mean then? All right, everyone, listen up.
As if they had rights their own. So they're
All right, we paused there for a second, but we're back. What's up, guys? Now we got record low stream attendance on some of this. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Very few people are getting notified, and a lot of people are getting unsubbed still. Several times. People are telling me that they're being unsubbed 2 to 3 times from the channel here. We get it, YouTube. You don't like this. You don't like the people who help build your platform. You don't like to notify people. You mess with the actual views. We get it. But I want to thank the people who actually do support. It gets pretty freaking discouraging, this YouTube thing. I don't know how much longer we'll be here, but we used to get like 300 plus during live streams. At least we got 130 live viewers right now. All right. The Thoughts of a Pilgrim support, and there we go. Getting some support from the audience here at least. The Thoughts of a Pilgrim sends $5, says, do you know where we can find information on land that can be homesteaded with a very small budget? And if you want to look into some strategies for homesteading on a small budget, one guy that I would say would be worth looking into, Greg Judy. Greg Judy, Greg Judy, Judy. That was too much ice. That's fine. That'll work. That's fine. All right, Greg Judy. That's some good information there. Jessica, what would you say? Like somebody looking at getting into homestead. I know you're about to go to bed. Looking into getting into homesteading on a small amount of land with a small budget. Where can they find information on land that can be homesteaded?
I was talking
starting.
backyard chickens. Backyard chickens.
Look into backyard chickens.
Vertical gardens if they want to do plants.
Vertical gardens, backyard chickens, and then look into expanding into ruminants, right? Sheep, goats can be kept on small pieces of land. You don't need a lot of land for a cow, depending on how you're doing it. Silage is another thing that you can do.
Or cow sharing.
Cow share is possible as well. Right? Also, getting in on a homesteading situation where you're throwing down with several different people, right? Maybe some family, buying a piece of land and working on it together. If there are people that you can actually stand. Be careful with, don't try and do like a community commune thing. Those things always fall apart. But yeah, those are some good places to start. So thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting us. Another good place to go, become a member at primaledgehealth.com/membership. There's a link down in the description below. Lots of like-minded people in there who are there to support you and help you. We do weekly coaching calls in there. If anybody wants to get in on that, next coaching call is going to be next week. Shoegazing guy sends $5, says, hi Tristan, thanks for the stream. Do you have any book recommendations? God bless. All right, well, first of all, we're talking about this book today, The Changing Images of Man, Stanford Research Institutes, the Center for the Study of Social Policy /SRI International, The Changing Images of Man. This book, pretty important read as far as understanding why it is that we see the social engineering that we see now. A good one as far as for homesteading and livestock management, Holistic Resource Management by Alan Savory. This is a good book.
We have a reading list on the website.
We do have a reading list on the website. If you click down below. As far as bigger picture stuff, I would say one of the books that I recommend quite often is Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future by Father Seraphim Rose. Check that one out too. Good night. All right. So thank you for the support, guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the super chats. And then also, of course, check out Jessica's book. Check out Jessica's book. And I helped a little bit on this one as well. The Carnivore Cookbook. 0 carb recipes for people who really love animals. You can find that in the link down in the description below. All right, so anyways, Earthling Ed. Giving the children a view on what it is to be a man. What it is to be masculine. To be masculine now. Earthling Ed. We got better stuff, though. We got better stuff than Earthling Ed. I'm sick of this Earthling Ed character. I'm sick of this Earthling Ed. Let's learn a little bit more from Vegan YouTube about what it is to be a man. We've got this.
Hey, it's Mike here, and today, am I a soy boy? Have I been feminized by the lack of meat in my diet? Not enough dead animals to keep my man engine going? Not enough infant growth formula, aka cow's milk, to fuel my manliness? Does being the founder of the fraternity Soy Beta Beta at Potato U make me any less of a man? Okay, I'm done, but there's one way to find out, and that's by looking at my testosterone levels. So I got a testosterone test after being vegan.
And this reductionist. Oh, am I less of a man? well, let's prove that I'm not less of a man by looking at my testosterone levels on paper. This idea of like health is just something that is rubber stamped. Health is something that is rubber stamped by the experts of the settled science, and it's something that you find on paper. Health is not something you experience. Right? Your masculinity, oh, that's just your testosterone level. This is a weird reductionist worldview, and I think he's probably poking fun at it. He probably doesn't really believe that having a certain number of, on your testosterone test, a certain serum testosterone level is going to make you a man. He probably doesn't really believe. Kind of strange. I know. I guess a lot of these vegan YouTubers, they do get people calling them soy boys all the time. I mean, Earthling Ed embraces it. He says, "I love soy. I'm a soy boy. I love soy." It's a quote from Earthling Ed. Maybe that's a better way to go about it rather than saying, look, on paper, I've got normal testosterone. I'm a man. I'm a real boy now.
An engine going, not enough infant growth formula, aka cow's milk, to fuel my manliness. Does being the founder of the fraternity soy beta beta at Potato U make me any less of a man? Okay, I'm done, but there's one way to find out, and that's by looking at my testosterone levels. So I got a testosterone test after being vegan for 8 years. We will find out. I also want to add that I got a inflammation marker test, a C-reactive protein test out of curiosity as well. So I'm going to throw that in here too. Really quick, I just have to mention with all that's going on, there are peaceful protesters in nearby cities, even in Iowa, that are getting tear gassed.
Peaceful protesters? They're peaceful protesters. This is June 8th. This is June 8th. It's already July 21st. How's that? Hey, everybody, we're still all locked down. What happened to 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Now it's wear masks forever, right? Freaking A, man. But it's okay. It's okay to go out. Peaceful protesters. This is when people were friggin' burning down police precincts, burning people's cars in the streets. This is the peaceful protests.
Despite a recent Reuters poll showing that
obviously, there were people who were peacefully protesting, but dude. All right.
64% of people sympathize with the protests that are going on. I have to say, Black Lives Matter. I've also noticed that since this isn't
Oh man, what a damn. That was so ballsy. Mike the Vegan. Dude. That you do not shy away from the controversy, bro. Did you guys hear that? He is so brave. Let me just rewind that one more time.
Black Lives Matter. I've also the protests that are going on. I have to say, Black Lives Matter. I've also noticed that since this isn't a political channel, people tend to just assume I have the same political views as them, and some of those people are white supremacists. I absolutely do not support that view.
Wow. Disavowing. Good job.
Or in that societal structure. Okay, you guys get the point. Let's go. Okay, if you watch my channel, you know that I'm a big proponent of getting tests if you're concerned about something, or B12 in general is just a good idea to get. And I will say it's been annoying going to doctors and trying to get tests because they're like, you're healthy, you absolutely don't need that test. But me being like, but I'm curious and I want content for my YouTube channel, so please use your hospital's resources to get me that content. No, that's not exactly an acceptable angle to go. And I can't just lie and be like, I've had lower sex drive, give me testosterone tests. I just couldn't hold a straight face while telling them that because it's very not true. The point is, between my inability to get tested at a doctor's at will, the wider issue of going into a hospital right now for a minor health situation with the COVID pandemic, and just my general support of testing, I have found the perfect partner. Let's get checked. They have a wide variety of tests that they can send to your home. They have that B12.
He just expressed his white guilt of getting a test. What the hell?
They have an omega ratio test. They have Lyme disease, and of course, they have testosterone and.
That's so nice of Mike the Vegan to recognize his privilege with getting this test. Right? I mean, it's like this. He feels bad. He feels bad about getting this test. Man, because the frontline twerkers, right, the essential twerkers, overwhelmed, war zones, literal war zones. But Mike didn't want to interrupt that, and that's really virtuous. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that, man.
active protein, which we're going to look at today. And with the classic myths around meat and masculinity, which are thankfully being deconstructed today with movies.
Right? Totally debunked. Totally debunked. With
these like The Game Changers.
Hollywood movies like The Game Changers. And these isn't it funny, these same vegans who talk about, oh, we don't like the toxic masculinity and what it is to be masculine. Being strong is toxic masculinity. We're not into all these old heteronormative, cis-het ways of looking at masculinity. But, oh, check out The Game Changers. Look at all these really classically masculine men. They all eat plants. Strongest men ever eat plants only. Look at that. All these amazing high-level athletes, they just eat plants. That's the narrative, right? We did a review on The Game Changers. You guys can check out The Game Changers review. I did like a 3-hour stream breaking down every ridiculous point they tried to make in that video. And that documentary, The Game Changers. All right, let's move on though.
Constructed today with movies like The Game Changers and so forth. I thought, why not do a home testosterone test and get a number out of curiosity? And you know, I rarely do partnerships and I like being transparent, so I want to say that this is a affiliate type partnership, so I get benefited from you guys clicking links. I'm not being paid to just say stuff. So of course, links are in the description for various tests, and I do have a code at checkout, Mike20 for 20% off for you guys. Anyway.
And this is like the kind of future monetization model of healthcare is all about constant testing, right? Genetic testing, testing for this, testing for that. And now, obviously, you know, YouTubers like Mick the Vegan, these people are going along to get along, right? They're following the trends. They work in a niche where people are very, very ill, physically and mentally, right? The vegan community, you could see it right on YouTube. You see the issues these people have with their children, with infertility, with their own health, right? So the testing, we gotta always test our levels. Go get your B12 levels tested. You gotta get your levels tested always. Ooh, are you iron deficient? Well, you go get a test. There's tests. You take more tests. Constant testing. This is a very economically viable model for these insurance companies and for pharmaceutical companies who are developing these tests and selling it to the soyum, to all of us soyum, to guzzle up our soy so they can guzzle up our money, testing ourselves for the nutrient deficiencies that are inevitable on a vegan diet, testing ourselves for the ill health consequences of our...
And I do have a code at checkout, Mike20 for 20% off for you guys. Anyway, moving on. Some of you know that I have been referred to as a feminized, androgynous sack of by somebody who has the testosterone levels of an 85-year-old man. Their name is Sean Baker. And I do want to say, if
Sean Baker?
Somebody has low testosterone levels, they really shouldn't feel ashamed. You know, it shouldn't feel any different than somebody having diabetes or some other low level, obviously. He's on a...
So let me just insult you for having low testosterone levels. And hey, my paper testosterone levels are higher than yours. I'm more of a man than you. But, you shouldn't feel bad about that, man. It's just a number on a piece of paper. Don't worry about it. What an underhanded, passive-aggressive, effeminate way to try to insult somebody. This is typical new male Mick the Vegan behavior.
A carnivore diet, and his levels are 230 nanograms per deciliter. And to be...
All right, so remember, that's Sean Baker. And how old is Sean Baker? Like in his 50s. Right, physically outperforms this guy in every way imaginable. Physically outperforms Mick the Vegan in every imaginable way. Now, right, Sean Baker, he's been on the channel many times here. Very, very formidable athlete in his own regards. Not a professional athlete by any means, but a weekend warrior per se. Much more of a warrior than Mick the Vegan here, right? But Mick the Vegan, he wants to compare his testosterone level on paper, right? Virtue signaling about his paper health, because that's what veganism's all about. It's about paper health. Look, on paper, I get these nutrients from my plant foods. On paper, I have a normal testosterone level. But look, I'd just like to see maybe Mick the Vegan versus Sean Baker. Sean Baker's probably 20 years his senior. I'd like to see them do a sprint race, right? You guys just sprint, right? How about you're probably about the same height, or maybe just like a wrestling match, right? A little bit of wrestling. Who you think's gonna win in a race? Sprinting, 50 yards, 100 yards. Baker or Mick? Who you think wins strength to weight ratio? Baker or Mick the Vegan?
Be fair, maybe I called him a lizard man first, so he reacted, but it was just a joke about how every single crazy out-of-the-range blood test that he got, he was explaining away by just saying, my physiology on a carnivore diet is just different, so it's okay if my cholesterol is through the roof. I have diabetic blood sugars, and I have the testosterone levels of somebody who is technically 85 to 100 years old. So. And look, there's nothing wrong with
and still performs and looks better than Mick the Vegan. Isn't that funny?
with lizards. After all...
Hello everybody, this is a couple pictures of lizards. They're very beautiful animals.
Anyway, not here to dig up old skirmishes, but if meat really did make you manly and fuel testosterone, then somebody who's eating all meat shouldn't see results like that. Anyway.
So your testosterone levels on paper, is that what makes you a man? We got a lot of projection going on here, don't we? We got a lot of glass house polishing going on here by Mick the Vegan. You guys think Mick might be a little bit insecure with his manlyhood? With his manness? I think so. Alright, we got some super chats. What's up, guys? Brenton, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. VL now, what's happening? Kitty, what's up? Alright, we got some good super chats in here. Thank you guys for supporting. Bogdan Komlik. Bogdan, are you from... You're not from South Africa, are you? Everyone I know of, I don't know anybody named Bogdan, but I have friends who have family members named Bogdan, and they're South Africans. All these Bogdans seem to be over in South Africa. Sends $10. Says, here's a few government credits for a fellow global citizen. He has almost proved that he's not a racist, not a bigot, not a homophobe, and not toxically masculine with that $10 super chat. Supporting the stream here. You guys want more of this? You guys want more streams? You better keep them super chats going. You better keep these super chats going. We get no love from YouTube, but we get a little bit of love from the audience, so appreciate that. Roger Sears sends Canadian $5. Canadian $5. Mike wins. No contest. Look at how swole he is. That's true, right? Let's see what his testosterone levels are. That paper health. Killing it with the paper health.
I can tell that people are just screaming at me through the camera to get the results out. So let's just say the devil is in the details because my levels were 666 nanograms per deciliter.
Listen to how he's so giddy to tell people that he has normal testosterone levels on paper. He's so giddy. I love this.
See results like that. Anyway, I can tell that people are just screaming at me through the camera to get the results out. So let's just say the devil is in the details because my levels were 666 nanograms per deciliter. Hail Satan. So thankfully, my levels are...
Satan. Yeah, we know where your allegiance lies, buddy. We know where your allegiance lies. What a coinkydink. Dejan G. Dejan G. Sent an Australian $20. There you go. Mandatory super chat to prove that I am not a bigot. Can you check out Hench Herbivore's new video where he said non-vegans are basically like Hitler? It's towards the end of the video. Cheers. We most definitely can. Let us finish up with Mike the Vegan here, and we'll move on to Human Hernia, Hench Herbivore, and we'll see what he has to say. I'll be right back. I'm going to let you guys watch this. I'm going to listen from the other room while I go grab a drink, and I'll be right back.
They're good. They're right in the expected range for somebody who is 30 years old. And I will say they're a litlittle bit higher than average from most of the charts that I've looked at, like this one from this study. And that's for my age range. As you probably know, testosterone decreases after adulthood as age moves on. And it also decreases a bit throughout the day, peaking at around 7 o'clock. And because I was so caught up with getting the tests going and filming and taking another test, like my C-reactive protein one, I ended up taking it more at like 11:30 Who knows if it really would have been different, but maybe I would have got an even higher reading. I don't know. Point is, if you do this for the best results, take it right when you wake up like you're supposed to, and then just ship it off. And to zoom out here and not just be looking at me, we should look at vegans in general, and here's a study that did that, and it found, as you probably know if you watch my channel, that vegans have equivalent levels of free testosterone and higher levels of total testosterone than their meat-eating counterparts. So concerned that testosterone is going to crash when it...
All right, so to look at a single study, all right, we're back. We were frozen there for a second. I don't get what's OBS's deal. Every once in a while, every once in a while, we're getting issues connecting. So there he is comparing vegan testosterone to non-vegan testosterone, saying vegans have higher testosterone. Look, there was a single study, and it showed that vegans have more testosterone. Therefore, we're more manly. We're more manly. All right, so it's so funny. These same people who are going to say, oh, we don't adhere to these old tropes of masculinity. We're not into the idea of, just having testosterone makes you masculine. Being masculine is not about having a pair of balls. It's not about this or that. It's not about whatever projection they want to put on it. But then they're constantly measuring themselves against other men. Mick the Vegan here measuring his own manliness against another man by a number on a piece of paper. It's ridiculous. Who gives a shit what your testosterone level is, dude? If you're performing well, if you feel good, if you're healthy, if you're happy, that's cool, man. If you want to be vegan, that's all good. But if you're trying to convert the whole dang world to your sickly diet and your sickly worldview, I got a problem with that. But look, if you feel good on a vegan diet, I don't believe you. Right? I mean, I think the evidence points in a different direction, but you know what? If it works for you, it works for you. Why do you compare your testosterone level on a piece of paper to some other man? Do you not feel like you're man enough? I mean, it seems like a really weird thing to be ruminating about. And maybe you didn't even think about it that much. Maybe you just want content. I got to put out a video for content. Maybe that's it. Who knows? But I hope you're not over there tripping out about your testosterone level and measuring your manliness by your levels of a hormone in your blood. Yes, you need testosterone to be human. Everybody has testosterone. Women have testosterone as well. But being a man is not just about having a piece of paper that you can compare with other men on paper. That's freaking ridiculous. All right, I guess this is kind of what you get when you get the rug pulled out from under your feet and you get told that what man is, what humanity is this shifting, evolving thing. Who knows what it'll be in 1,000 years?
The vegan diet is pretty unwarranted based off the research, but obviously manliness goes beyond just testosterone, and I'm not really into the idea of constantly trying to compensate and prove how manly you are, but it is funny that when I'm not on camera here, I'm probably doing something that's considered conventionally manly, like...
But I'm super manly. I'm so manly.
Building something, or welding something, or chopping something, and all...
You know how to weld? If you do know how to weld, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Mike the Vegan. You know how to weld. There you go. Mike the Vegan holding a tool. Holding an angle grinder there. Good job.
I'm a man, okay? Sadly, I haven't...
He's a man, right? No doubt. No doubt about it. I never doubted it. Who doubted it?
Considered conventionally manly, like building something, or welding something, or chopping something, and all that... I'm a man, okay? Sadly, I haven't been to the gym since it closed, so you can probably tell. But right before that, I still was the strongest I ever was in my life, stronger than before I went vegan, for what it's worth. And as my detractors have pointed out, I do have a somewhat higher pitch of voice, especially for somebody who is 6'1". But I will say, I feel like it's cultured from just trying to not be
Mike the Vegan has taken one for the team, guys. Mike the Vegan is so not toxically masculine that he emasculates his voice so that we don't feel uncomfortable and so that we don't perceive him as being douchey. Because as Mike the Vegan is saying, he perceives having a deep voice and not talking in a nasally soy voice. That having a deep voice, not having a soy voice, that's douchey. What the hell? What the hell? Let's. I want to hear this segment one more time. Please clarify, Mick.
I will say, I feel like it's cultured from just trying to not be a dude who is 6'1", for what it's worth. And as my detractors have pointed out, I do have a somewhat higher pitch of voice, especially for somebody who is 6'1". But I will say, I feel like it's cultured from just trying to not be a douche or trying to act super manly. I mean,
I just have to say, Mike the Vegan, I really appreciate that, because if you didn't speak in that high-pitched voice, in that high-pitched nasally voice like Vegan Gains also uses, I'd be intimidated, dude. I would think that it was douchey. I would think it was too imposing. And I really appreciate you toning it down a bit, right? Let's keep that tone going. It helps me to feel comfortable. It helps me to feel not threatened. And if you didn't do that, I mean, you'd probably be toxically masculine. So that's a good call, dude.
I could talk like Bobby's perspective and use the lower register of my voice and be a douche. Hey guys, this is Mike the Vegan. Guys, I took mushrooms and I experienced life from the perspective of a boob for 48 hours. And now I'm changing my channel to Bobby's perspective.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, and I'm sure virtually none of you know what I'm referencing. Anyway.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was really kind of mean. That was kind of passive aggressive, but it just feels so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my Satan. Oh my Satan. Oh. Alright, Mike the Vegan. So you gotta make fun of Bobby's voice. But I guess, you know, if people were to make fun of your voice, it would be toxic masculinity, right? Homophobia.
Okay, let's go. And as for soy in general, I don't consume an exorbitant amount. I eat tofu when I feel like it.
We know, Mike.
But I don't go crazy, and I don't think it would matter. If you're curious about this and the whole soy and man boobs topic, I have a whole video on that, and I'll link it at the end and below. And that's if you're interested in some of the science on phytoestrogens in soy. Just a fraction of the science. I really should do an update. Anyway, let's get on to that C-reactive protein result.
Okay. Who cares about that one? So, make the vegan not toxically masculine, not toxically masculine. Now we had a super chat requesting. We got some super chat jukeboxery going on, and I think that super chat, even though it was in Australian dollars, which I think $1 Australian, if you translate that to US dollars, I believe $1 Australian is like 2 cents American. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but we did have a nice super chat from an Australian in Australian dollars because they requested that we check out Hedge Herbivore and his recent video. We're going to check this one out. We'll see what's up.
Veganism. Good luck with that. Kenny, here's another round of meat-based spellings trying to disprove veganism. Good luck with that. Killing animals is not no.
All right, well, first of all, Hedge starts out the video wearing a shirt that is designed by Tim Sheaf. Tim Sheaf, a friend of the channel here. Big shout out to Tim Sheaf. Solid dude. Solid guy. Tim Sheaf actually designed this shirt and started the company that Hedge Herbivore now is sponsored by. And Tim Sheaf is no longer vegan. Tim Sheaf thinks you guys are all a bunch of dorks. Tim Sheaf got his health back by eating real animal foods and couldn't care less about your dorky little vegan movement. And guess what? Hedge Herbivore, the human hernia, is wearing a shirt designed by ex-vegan Tim Sheaf, who he's constantly slandering. How funny is that?
Murder is defined as the illegal killing of a human. Animals aren't human, and it's not illegal to kill them. I'm glad I could educate you. You don't mind if I humanely slaughter you then, my friend? Oh, what's that? You seem to be running away. Something wrong with your logic?
No, Hedge Herbivore, nothing wrong with their logic. Murder is when you kill a human. Slaughter is when you process an animal to be eaten. Slaughter is when you kill an animal to eat its flesh. Humans are made in the image and likeness of God. We don't believe that human beings are the same as pigs or crickets or cows or ants or mosquitoes or rats. Continue.
Logic? Your face looks like it's in agony. Your reaction makes it look like your soul is in agony. Probably all the animal murders. The macerated argument again. They may be alive when they drop off the conveyor, but it's simply not a case for suffering. They are literally shredded in a split second. It's fun.
This better be worth it. It's making me watch this Hench herbivore video. Why, Hench, you don't have to do the weird voice. You've already got a hilarious voice. Hench trying to do a voice of somebody that Hench is trying to make seem dumb just adds a whole other layer of confusion to it. Hench, just read in your normal voice, dude. It's dumb enough.
Too quick for any suffering? I know, you're made of meat. Why don't you swap places with the chicks, seeing as how they don't have a choice, and you do, and you think it's absolutely fine? You're very obviously either a psychopath or a sociopath, so society would be much better off without you, and you'd have proven your point by not being a hypocrite. Sound good? Oh, and if you're suffocated to death in a plastic bag like many of the chicks are, well, that's just hard luck, isn't it?
So, wow, Hench. Wow, Hench. So we see how Hench really feels. He sees you as just useless animals. Isn't it funny? Why are these vegans always talking about slaughtering humans and killing humans? Why are they so obsessed with death and murder? What's up with this? What's up with this? This is the one you're talking about, right, Dehanji? Skip to the end if you like. Where should I skip to? Do you have a timestamp? It's a 9-minute video, and Hench is very insufferable. We're gonna keep going. All right? And we do let you guys, if you guys have some chats, you guys want to direct with your super chats, you want to play a little jukebox, we can do that. We can do that. If you guys got videos you want to watch and critique, we can do that. I appreciate the support that we do get from the ones who do support. Let's keep going.
Stick to corpses, animal secretions, fruits and veg. I'm having grass-fed beef tomorrow. You start off correctly identifying meat and dairy as dead bodies and gross that comes out of animals, but when you think about actually eating them, you revert to euphemisms. It's your mind trying to fool you into believing that you're not a bad person when in actuality there is nothing more selfish than taking someone's very life for a fleeting taste sensation. Get the f*** out of here. How are you going to eat animals without them being abused? In the same way lions do. You don't mind if I tear you limb from limb then? Why don't you say ancestral diets have been proven in randomized controlled trials to cause diseases our ancestors never had? Because factory farms are breeding grounds for antibiotic-resistant superbugs, we may soon die from infections again. If you're really lucky, like ancient man, you may die of infections before your rampant atherosclerosis gets you.
Again, the vegan science, right? Oh, you're going to die from all these modern diseases because you're eating meat. And the reason we have all these modern diseases is because you eat meat, even though we've been eating meat since before the modern diseases and the diseases of affluence came about. No, it's all just because of meat. And I love, of course, what if I tear you limb from limb? Yes, we get it. We get it, dude. You guys are obsessed with violence. You guys love to talk about violence. Dehanji says skip forward to 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Thank you. Saving me some time. Appreciate that. All right, guys. If you guys got any more requests, hit us up via the super chats. And if you guys do want to support the stream, you can also donate this way if you don't want to be supporting freaking YouTube, who doesn't support us. All right, let's see what he's got to say here.
Was it vegetarian? Well, vegetarians fund the killing of chicks and calves, so what do you expect? In actuality though, Hitler was never vegetarian. This was made up by the Nazi Party's head of propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, simply for the fact that Gandhi, the vegetarian, was so popular at the time. As Hitler's chef points out in her book, Hitler's 2 favourite dishes were both meat-based. One of them was wood pigeon pie, if memory serves. My point is...
So, here Hench says that Hitler pretended to be vegetarian and propaganda was used to influence people to think that he was a vegetarian. What do you think the function of this was, Hench? Why would totalitarian dictators want to influence their population to eat less meat?
Is that every bloodthirsty son of a was a meat eater, just like you. You support animals like pigs and chickens being forced into a gas chamber.
Okay, and also, I know I don't have the best audio in this room. The audio is terrible in this room. I got this, look at the ceiling. The ceiling's so high. Look at this huge window. There's windows almost wall to wall on two of my walls. I didn't design this for acoustics. I designed this room for the view. So I don't have the best audio in here. Yes, I understand. There's a little slight echo. But Hench, did you intentionally, are you in like a hall of mirrors? Did you intentionally set up the worst audio quality room that you could possibly record this in? What the hell is going on with your audio, dude? And are you in front of a green screen and projecting this white background on here? Because your head has this weird green glow to it. Like, it's almost like the green screen behind you is glowing on your head. And if you did use a green screen to change it to white bricks behind you, why? Why? And if you didn't use a green screen to project white bricks behind you, why does your whole head look green? And maybe it's just the camera quality or something. I don't know.
Gas chamber and suffocating to death. Burning.
Yeah, we know. We know what you guys think about Hedge.
From the inside out. In that way, you are just like Hitler. And now click this.
Now watch my videos. Hench herbivore. We need to go and get 30 plus ebooks, 98% off to save the animals. Save 98% and the animals at the same time. Thoughts on alternative translations like the Israel Bible Center does. That's an interesting one. So the translations over time, right? The differences in language. What I would suggest looking at, check out, there's a great book by Father Seraphim Rose, Genesis, Creation, and Early Man. I actually think that, unfortunately, it might be out of print right now. But if you email, I think it's St. Herman of Alaska's Press, hopefully they print it again. They do another run. Ever since I started recommending this, it's sold out, and I don't think they're printing it right now. So it might be super expensive, but you can find a PDF file. Check out Genesis, Creation, and Early Man by Father Seraphim Rose. The Orthodox Study Bible. There are loads of really, really amazing commentaries by the Church Fathers. So there are commentaries by the Church Fathers about all the books of the Old Testament and the New Testament, outlining how we interpret them in Eastern Orthodoxy. So I would suggest going there. Read the Church Fathers, read Seraphim Rose, St. John of Damascus, and the early Church Fathers. Very, very important to understand. So thank you. It's a slightly off-topic one, but it's very, very important. We talked about the changing images of man. We talked about Stanford Research Institute's book, The Changing Images of Man, moving us away from looking at man as being made in the image of God, moving us into a new theology. When we talk about the images of man, of man's place in the cosmos, of man's place in the universe, we're talking about not science, we're talking about theology, right? Meaning, ethics cannot be derived through the scientific method. That requires theology. But these people have tried to theologize science. They've tried to create scientism, and make scientism this new religious order led by the priesthood, the fake experts, the image of man as this constantly evolving and transmuting process, right? Man not as a created being made in the image and likeness of God, but man as a process in the process of being created by his own will and manifesting in the physical realm right? Just through simple modifications and genetic aberrations and mutations that happen through natural selection, selecting through random chance, that this new image of man being dehumanizing. Toxic masculinity. Being a man is just toxic, right? Being human is terrible. You're toxic to the environment. You're toxic to each other. Wear your face diaper. Wear your mask. Wear your muzzle. That's what you're told. You're bad for the environment. If you have children, they're going to off-gas CO2 and they're going to use up precious resources that could be used by the elite. You're told that man is in the process of becoming. Through apotheosis, man is going to transcend his humanness and become transhuman, to become something beyond man, beyond what man is now. And in that ideology that they propose, this transhumanist, Darwinist ideology, this theology that we're given, it's assumed that there are some people that are closer to the Superman, closer to the next stage of evolution, and there are people who are farther back on the evolutionary ladder. And this can be used to justify absolutely anything. This is an ideology and a theology that can be used to justify any behavior. Any behavior. Shoegazing guy says, man evolved from an ape to wearing a face muzzle. It's just our evolution. Why are you hating the science? I'm not hating, bro. Trust the experts, right? We're supposed to become wincing little babies, crying in a puddle of our own piss, just shivering and shaking in a puddle of our own piss because we're so guilty and ashamed to be human, because we're so bad for being human, because we're destroying the earth with our exhalations and our babies and our toxic masculinity, and we're just full of these viruses that are infecting everybody. We gotta wear masks all the time and cover up our dirty faces, right? To YouTube and Google, who were auto-deleting people's freaking comments earlier, you know that I'm a good global citizen. You know that I'm a good global citizen, approved by the algorithm. Fab Nochivelli says, guided by the science fiction. That's what it is. You're given science fiction. You're given a fictional interpretation of reality. All right, so we're coming back here. We got stuck on hench herbivore here. 30 ebooks, 30 plus books, 98% off. The animals benefit. Your health benefits. Your carbon footprint decreases. You get jacked and handsome. Like Mr. Hench here. Let's see what he's got to say. How is he saving the animals? With the ultimate vegan fitness bundle review.
Morning, guys. You join me in the boudoir. Yes, I'm very lazy today and I've not even got out of bed yet. Just a very quick one. Would you like to save yourself $2,380? Check this out. So, vegan fit.
Would I like to save $2,380? Yes, sir, Mr. Hench Herbivore. The henchest of the hench? Absolutely. Do I want to save $2,300 something? Yeah, count me in.
Let's check this out. So, $2,300. Yeah, just a very quick one. Would you like to save yourself $2,380? Check this out. So, vegan fitness bundle, 30 plus life-changing ebooks for just $49. There's actually video courses and stuff as well. You've got 5 days to go ahead. So
look at him touching the screen. He actually touches the screen. He's scrolling. He's scrolling with his mouse. And he can't help but actually flick the screen. He's going to have to wash it now. Am I nitpicking? Or is it really genuinely funny that Hench is touching the screen? Look. You're saving $300,000 on the books. Won't you push the button on the screen, mate?
There's actually video courses and stuff as well. You've got 5 days to go ahead. So it's for vegans, non-vegans, sport and fitness lovers, self-development enthusiasts. I think this needs updating now. They've added more to the bundle, so it's more than 95% discount. The cost of everything altogether would be $2,429. At the moment, $49, so you're saving $2,380, as I said. There's all your favorite influencers, me, Obs, Derek Simnet, Vegans, Misha Janek, just loads of the top people. Ferdinand's Vegans training guide, so how to be big and ripped as a vegan, makes yourself happy. So there's mostly recipes. Here's Misha's Built by Plants, so more like a bodybuilding perspective on food. Derek Simnet's Easy Vegan Muscle Meals. Twins Booty Challenge, so building that booty. How to Reach Total Health by Luca there.
That book alone, at least, that's regular price, $150. That's a deal. Look at that. Regular price. Eileen and Gillian Reichardt, Twins with 2 eyes. Ultimate Booty Challenge. $150 value. $150 value. How much are you about to pay for that? How much? $39.95. But you also get 10,000 other ebooks at the same price. How freaking amazing is this? Look, Luca Pasquariello, How to Reach Total Health. Right? Okay, yeah, you go over to these people who eat meat, go to these people who eat eggs, maybe they eat some cheese, whatever. Hey, those people, they're going to give you like partial health, right? Do you want total health? Huh? Well, Luca Pasquariello can help you get there. And guess what his book is valued at? Let's see. His book valued at $59.99. Guess what? $39.55. I'm sorry, that's pounds. $39.55 in pounds. $49 US. $49 US. You get all these books. You get Mike the Vegan. You get Plant-Based News. You get Boha Beautiful Detoxified Juice and Smoothie ebook. That's a literal $10,000 value. $10,000 value. How much do you think you're going to have to pay for that? Huh? 2 fingers? Half your soul? $4,000? No. $49 US. 49. Amazing.
Athlete, Boho Beauty, Detox Juice and Smoothie.
Detox Juice and Smoothie. Look, plant. Let's see.
Plant-based News. So check these out. Plant-based News, Juice and Smoothie. Plant-based News. So check these out. Gemma Newman, MD, amazing.
Amazing.
Say MD, GP. So there's a vegan pregnancy course. Raising a Child vegan course, I'm guessing they're both down to her. She's amazing. Ethical business course. Retail price, $1,438.
$1,438 value. Plant-based News, vegan pregnancy course, raising a child vegan course, ethical business course. Plant-Based News is an award-winning platform that delivers up-to-the-minute vegan news, plant-based nutrition, environmental and ethical consumerism. Get it? Environmental and ethical consumerism, plant-based food trends, and much more. Regular price. Guess what? Guess what the regular price is? $1,438. Guess how much you get to pay? Huh? $49. $49. Plus you get other ebooks like that, the Booty book for $150 value. Right? You get that also for the $49 value. What? Where do I sign up? Where do I send my money? henchherbivore.com.
Mike the Vegan's cookbook, that's very good. Chef Gwelly, Vegetopia, Mary.
Yeah, Vegetopia, whatever. And look, if we didn't have, I'm so glad we have Hedge's finger here to show us where to look. Right now, if you guys don't know, Follow his finger, and he'll show you what to look at.
Breakfast recipes. Mark from Vivo Life.
Touching the screen
Vegan
over and
Solution.
over
So
again.
another fitness athlete. Sarah's Journal Your Heart Out. So all about journaling. So more to do with like
Journal Your Heart Out. Regular price $7.99. Guess how much you get to pay? $49, because you also get a free $2,000 e-course from Plant-Based News on how to starve your child on a vegan diet. Amazing, right?
mental health and things like that. Another cookbook by Tanya there, the Magic Cookbook. Axel's Art of Getting Stuff Done, how to be really efficient with your time. That's huge. I'm reading that at the moment. I'm going to read.
I mean, they're being really conservative on some of these. They say that's a $24.99 value. Let's go back. They say
I'm going to really devour.
What book
I'm
is
reading that at the moment. I'm going to read.
Excuse me, sorry.
Axel's
Axel Shirwallo. Axel Shirwallo. My goodness, Axel, vegan athlete who focuses on physical health as well as mental health, right? Mental health. You guys maybe have mental health problems, huh? And you vegans, I know very few of you vegans have mental health problems, right? But if you do just happen to also be vegan and have mental health problems, but the mental health problems, they're probably just there because of the meat you used to eat. You haven't detoxed it out yet. Those mental health problems probably just PTSD, right? Probably just the PTSD from knowing what you used to do and supporting the death and the Holocaust of the animals. The art of getting stuff done. Mental health, physical health. In his ebook, he shares practical tips that will help you achieve your goals and become more productive, happier, and a successful human being. Fitter, healthier, happier. Embrace the soy. Regular price, $24.99. What? Regular price $24.99. Guess what? You only have to pay $49 US. That's all you have to pay. But you also get over $20 million of value. Right? All these other ebooks. How many ebooks? You get 10,000 ebooks. Over $2,429 value. And you get it for $49.99. This is really
getting
good.
stuff done, how to be really efficient with your time. That's huge. I'm reading that at the moment. I'm going to really devour that. Then it's Mrs. the lovely Mariana. 5-day yoga program. It's a video course, very high quality. It's awesome. It's really, really well done.
It's really, really well done. He's really, really watched the whole course. He knows. Henge Herbivore has totally done the 5-day yoga plan. He knows it all, and he knows it's high quality. It's worth it. Look, you're basically losing money by not buying this. I don't know if you guys understand how this works. This is more of a long-term investment, and it's only $49. If you want to resell all these ebooks, look, say you buy the ebooks, $49 US dollars. This is worth $2,429. Pro tip. Pay the $49. Sell individually each of these ebooks to one or more of your friends at retail suggested price. You will make over $2,429 if you sell all of the included ebooks and e-courses to one of your friends at regular price. They're still getting a deal. They're transforming their life. If you sell this $2,429, and that's undervalued, right? That's a low estimation. $2,429 value. If you sell this to 5 of your friends, do the math. That's over $10 billion. Over $10 billion you could make from a $49 investment in the Henge Herbivore's simple vegan ebook bundle. Right? And that's an underestimation. $10 billion minimum. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Pretty much, right? Guaranteed.
Sumailing with plants, Kirsten, healthy vegan morning, healthy treats and sweets and treats. Fitzy, I made his carrot cake porridge yesterday. That was delicious. So I recommend only oats. I don't know who this ugly mug is. Where do you get your protein? Looks rubbish. Kale Hastings, lazy Herculean herbivore, so quick, like vegan muscle meals. Stefan Plant Shred, another awesome athlete. Dr. Shannon Tree.
I'm gonna try not to fall asleep while I'm reading all these names now, innit? Dr. Shannon Tree. You can tell he doesn't know any of these people. And again, when he started this video, Hedge says he's in bed. This dude's legit. He's chilling in his bed. This dude's in his bed. He just woke up. He's had a hard morning. He's been awake for like 15 minutes. Just smoked a spliff in bed. He's waiting. He's waiting to check his comments on YouTube and get working on his amazing new piece of golden content for all of us soyum to consume. This is Hench Herbivore marketing at us from bed. All I gotta say is, dude, Hench Herbivore, I know this bundle is worth more than $2,429. I know I can resell individually all these books and probably make several $1 billion just from selling them to my friends. And it wouldn't even be bad. It would be helping them. It would be helping them. $1,429 value. I beg to differ. I think this has at least, and this is being conservative, this is a conservative estimate from an expert, right? Look, I've been on the internet, I've been marketing on the internet for since about 2012. I've been helping people with internet marketing campaigns, kind of understanding this whole world. And dude, you are underselling this, man. You say $2,429 value. I say add a zero, dude. Add 2 zeros. Right? This is more like a $2,429,000 value for $49. $49. What can you do with $49? Number one, save the animals. Number two, get the ultimate vegan fitness bundle. Number three, possibly make billions of dollars reselling the individual ebooks at their actual value. Right? This is a gold mine, dude. You are underselling it. That's all I gotta say. All right, let's finish this up. Hedge Herbivore. Let's go.
Another awesome athlete, Dr. Shannon Tree. Vegan Life, 50 easy, incredibly healthy vegan recipes. So as I say, it's mostly recipes. We letter with some sweet, healthy recipes. Another Viva Life athlete, McGrail Vegan Muscle Building Guide. So again, how to be big and strong. Audra, get your period, keep your period. So more to do with hormonal health. Amy Katz, some healthy.
Wait, okay, so why would
some healthy?
Wait, backing it up here. Back it up. Audra Taylor, get your period and keep your period handbook. In what other world, in what other niche would this be a valuable marketed ebook? Get your period and keep your period, healing your relationship with your body, fixing your hormones, and learning how to take care of your body and mind is Audra's specialty. Certified in personal training, Plaint, P-L-A-I-N-T, plant-based nutrition. What is, dude, that's some turned up. That's some turned up plant-based. I thought I was cool by saying plant-based. Plant-based. Yo, we going plant-based. We going plant-based nutrition. Shit. Primal Edge Health, he calls himself Tristan, but we on the plant-based nutrition. We don't say plant, we say plain. Because we so turned up. like my taint, with my buns in the air, like I just don't care. Selling $6 worth of ebooks for $49 up in here. That's a little AIDS rap, everybody.
More to do with hormonal health. Amy Katz, some healthy...
Hormonal health. That's more to do with hormonal health. he kind of regrets even reading the name of that book because he understands. Isn't that funny? You can hear him try to like downplay what he just said. Audra Taylor, get your period and keep your period. And what other community is this going to be relevant? Why are these people not having their periods on a plant-based nutrition plan? Or I'm sorry, as Audra Taylor calls it, plant-based nutrition, weight loss, and behavioral change.
Health, Amy Katz, some healthy salads. Zachary Bird, this guy, a bit of an anomaly. It's more of the sort of junkier foods for those who want to treat themselves. Maya, Fit Green Comfort Food. Daniela, Thrive on Plants is the name of this book. Yesterday I made the 3...
Hench, again, you're so good at selling this, dude. You are so good at this. I gotta say, I know you say it's valued $2,429. Again, add 2 zeros. Stop underselling it. Tell people the truth. This is going to save all the animals. This is going to save your health. It's going to save everybody. It's going to save the planet. This is good for everybody, always, everywhere. And it's the best thing for humanity.
With peanut and chili dressing are...
All right, so if this isn't worth $49.99, or no, I'm sorry, just $49. If this isn't worth $49, I don't know what is worth $49. I don't know.
It was off the chain. That was so good. Emma, the Oat Book, and Silka plant-based starter kit. Every order, they plant 1 tree.
1 tree for every order. Every order you make, they're going to plant a tree. Because just planting a tree anywhere is objectively good, right? There are places where you don't want trees. You understand that? And there are certain trees that you don't want to plant in certain places. People plant eucalyptus trees here in the Andes, and they screw up the soil. They dry up the soil. They take up loads of the water, and I think they acidify the soil. the eucalyptus tree, don't be planting those. We don't want those. We don't need those.
You got 5 days to make your purchase, guys. Link below. Grab it before it's too late.
Oh man, let's grab it. All right, thank you, Hench. I appreciate that. Let's go down here, link below. Vegan Fitness Bundle. So this was on July 3rd. Right now it's July 21st. I'm way behind. This is the Vegan Fitness Bundle review. He says you got 3 days left to grab it. 3 days left, $49. Can I still buy it? Oh, I can still buy it. Wow. What a surprise. Look, this is worth over $2,380, and you can get it for $49, and it's still available. This is well past. This is like 11 days past that 3-day mark. Let's see. Am I doing poor math here? Bad math? That's amazing. All right, so Hedge, thank you. I appreciate that. Much appreciated, my friend. All right, let's come over here to the chat. $49. What do you think? You guys think that's worth it? You think that's worth it? I think it's worth it. I think that's good. $49. I definitely think it's worth more than the $2,300 and what was it, 49? It's definitely worth more than that. All right, guys. We got a super chat. Bear Roots Farmer, $4.99. Says, and you still won't really be vegan, and you did it wrong. You still won't really be vegan, and you did it wrong. Well, I guess that is true. You never know when you never know if somebody was ever really vegan until they're posthumously examined by Vegan YouTube. Then they can tell you if somebody was vegan, if they were never really vegan, or not. I think we've actually we might have gone past 3 hours. Man, we've been going for a while. Viewership is dropping. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? We got Deborah, VL Now, Alex Jamarillo, Jaramillo, Lo siento. Hench would be a great fit for BuzzFeed. I don't know if I see that. Vegan Cheetah's brother should set up a Goji Man-like service, but with periods instead of stool samples. I don't know who Vegan Cheetah's brother is. I remember Vegan Cheetah. Charles, right? I've had interactions with him. I don't mind Charles. Charles is all right. That's a weird comment, though. Microchip will fix everything. Everything, right? $49.99. Had I gotten it in print, I'd buy it. $49.99. You get 1,000 ebooks. It's 1,000 and 1,100 ebooks for $49.99. This is over $1 billion value for $49.99, and you people are acting like this isn't. I mean, you guys will all profit off this in the end. Forgot about Goji. What's he up to? I don't know what Goji's up to. I don't know what Simon's doing. I am getting tired though. All right, we got lots of people in the chat. Thanks for the support, guys. Send them super chats if you got anything to talk about. If you got anything you want to check out, we're always taking requests here via the super chats. We've got a lot of stuff. I've got some good streams coming up this week. I've got Friday, Rob Wolf talking about his new book, Sacred Cow. Rob Wolf, we're going to talk about regenerative agriculture. We're going to talk about what he's been doing lately as far as regenerating soil, his views on all the stuff we're seeing now. I want to get into kind of some of the COVID stuff too, if we can. If YouTube will allow us. I'd like to ask some more kind of culturally relevant questions to Rob Lowe. We got that on Friday. That's going to be early in the day on Friday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 12 Eastern, I believe, on Friday with Rob Wolf. That'll be fun. What else? Who else we got coming up? I had a debate. I had a debate scheduled with Paul Bashir, but Paul Bashir seems to be backing out of the debate. Actually, let me check my. Come over here to my email. Come over and check my emails right now. Let's see. Paul Bashir. I'm waiting on confirmation from him for the debate. Maybe we'll talk about on the next stream. We'll talk about Paul Bashir and exactly what happened with this fabled debate that was going to happen between us and the anonymous voice for the voiceless. There you go, Brenton. What's up, dude? Brenton says he's living out here in Texas now. Rob is cool. Yeah, I don't even know where he's at. Rob, I like Rob. He does a good job. He's always trying to take. He considers evidence, right? He does try and look at the totality of evidence in a lot of these realms and synthesize his own perspective from that. I don't agree with Rob on everything, obviously. I don't agree with everybody on everything, or anybody on anything, or everything. Rather, it's getting late. But I like Rob. He's cool. So we got Rob Wolf on Friday. That'll be fun. I didn't know he was in Texas. I got some family out in Texas. I love Texas. All right. Let's see. We got tons of stimulus up here. Meat and masculinity. I didn't even get into. Where'd that go? The digital transformation, World Economic Forum, Dr. Michael Greger. I guess we got to finish on Dr. Greger, don't we? We got to finish on Dr. Greger. You guys want to keep going? You guys want to keep going? Let's get some thumbs up. Get some thumbs up. Share the stream. Like the stream. Let's wrap it up with Greger. Finish it up with little Dr. Greger, since he's in the thumbnail. Where's he at? Greger. Dr. Michael Greger, the vegan Ubermensch. Right, we've talked about the changing images of man. The images of what man is, his place in the cosmos, his place in the universe. We talked about Stanford Research Institute's book, The Changing Images of Man. Right? Man being made in the image of God, but changing to become this amorphous, always evolving being. And who is the ultimate example of what it is to be a man, what it is to truly be a man? Who is the Ubermensch of our modern world? We've got Dr. Greger. Dr. Greger. Dr. Greger right here. Let's see what he's got to say.
All right, Dr. Greger, thank you for being on the channel. I really appreciate it. How you
Happy to be here.
How you doing, man? Man.
Good.
Yeah. All right, so I feel like this video is going to be an interesting one, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of people watching ready to nitpick everything away because there's a lot of anti-vegan arguments out there, and I feel like there'd be no better person to answer them than the famed Dr. Greger himself.
Happy to help.
So you ready to jump into this?
Do it.
Now we're getting into kind of like the less popular arguments, but I still do hear these quite often. This more so...
All right, this is from Tom Loris. He's only got 143 subs, only 68 views. Dr. Michael Greger interview, is veganism causing rapid aging? Now, he took this from, let's see, the source was, go ahead and reference the source here. Brian Turner, Dr. Greger answers hardest anti-vegan.
Vegans to age quicker, so their skin is aging quicker, their skin is discolored or more pale over time. What's your response to that one?
I mean, the studies that have been done on skin health, where, I mean, the randomized control trials, so they took college students, randomized to eat more fruits and vegetables or not, got significant improvement in rated attractiveness and healthfulness. And it's because we get this golden glow because the carotenoids in fruits and vegetables gets deposited in our skin. I mean, then we get this kind of rosy glow because we actually have more circulation to our face. And so when you actually take people, randomize them to a healthier diet, and then put their pictures before and after to unbiased, independent, third-party observers and say, who's more attractive? Who looks healthier?
Okay. All right. Got that healthy glow, right? Healthy vegan glow. Got that healthy vegan glow with Dr. Greger. So there you go. Dr. Greger, everybody. The epitome of the new male. The epitome of the new male. And I think we might have to start wrapping it up. Let me come over here and see what's up with the chat. Purple Juices, what's up? ASDS, Pam, 0077. What's up, guys? Bare Roots Farmer, how's it going? Young Virus, Young Virus, who had the, there you go, Young Virus up in the chat. Young Virus had one of the best, let's find that. Where's that Young Virus video? Young Virus made the best remix video of the Ask Yourself debate with Vegan Gains, myself, and Ask Yourself, Jay Dyer. Young Virus. Yeah, dude, that video, that was really good. That was very well done. That was freaking hilarious. All right, so we'll fade out with that one at the end of the stream. We'll listen to Young Virus. Young Virus's remix here of myself and let's find it. There we go. Myself with Jay Dyer. Ask Yourself and Vegan Gains. But if you guys got any more super chats, send them super chats now. If you guys want to keep it going, we can keep it going. I'll stay up. But we've got kind of a stingy crowd tonight. Sometimes we get, every once in a while, you get those really good nights where everybody's sending those big fat super chats, making it worth it. Of course, YouTube is always hiding these streams. YouTube's always hiding the streams. But smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell and all that stuff. Share the videos. Young Virus. All right, thanks for that video. Young Virus, that was really good. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about on future streams. We haven't even checked out Dr. Gregor's latest Q&A, which is always funny. His Q&As are always freaking hilarious. Yeah, what's up, guys? Mark Ranger, is it true that you live in a mud igloo with a mud dresser, like Jay says? Absolutely. Giant mud igloo. It's a 5-story mud igloo with central heating. And the central heating is actually done. What we do is we burn hair. It's human hair that's burned for our whole central heating setup here. All run on human hair. Our electricity is generated by, we have locals who, they stand on treadmills. It's kind of like a windmill, except with locals, right? So we use the local labor force to stand on treadmills and basically just walk. And the treadmills turn from their foot power. And we feed them, of course, with nothing but Beyond Burgers. So it's very sustainable. And that's how we generate our electricity here in our giant mud igloo. We live in a freaking mud igloo. Mud hut life. Mud hut life. All right, so what else is going on, guys? We've been going on for a while now. All right, we're not done yet. YouTube might think this channel is done. They might be trying to make us think this channel should be done. But we demand super chats from all the super chads in the chat. We're not going to let this channel die. That's for sure. You know, maybe the views don't reflect the real views. But we have fun. Jay's McMansion has a master closet full of Tommy Bahama shirts. Jay is Tommy Bahama. Like, he actually is. That's what most people don't realize. Jay Dyer. It's not Jay Dyer. That's actual Tommy Bahama. That's the real Tommy Bahama. Let's see, what else we got here? We got Dr. Gregor. The Fact.
For disturbing the public. And he saw these cases come in.
Pronouncing his name correctly. Why, right?
Lee,
sorry.
Lee Van Leon, yeah.
Lee Van Leon. And can you tell me why you dedicated it to him?
Yeah, so he was actually one of the first whistleblowers in China. He's an ophthalmologist at Wuhan Central Hospital. And he saw these cases come in from that seafood market of this SARS-like pneumonia virus. They used to call the seafood market pneumonia virus until we figured out what it was. And he sent a private message to his colleagues.
All right, Gregor always dropping the knowledge. We've got these pulled up. We'll look at these another time. Let's see. I don't know how our connection is. I don't know how YouTube. I don't know. What's up with YouTube? I don't know what's going on with YouTube. You know. Just throw your channel in the back end of the algorithm. Completely stop the organic growth of your channel. And stop recommending it to people and sending them notifications. All right, so we had The Changing Images of Man. We talked about this book tonight. Good one to look into. You can find a PDF of this online. Maybe we'll host one on our website. This is one I've been recommending people read for a long time now. We've also got, we recommend reading The Club of Rome, The First Global Revolution. I think we mentioned Bertrand Russell earlier. The Scientific Outlook is a book to look at by him. Bernays, Propaganda, another one to take a look at. Yeah, we got lots of recommended reading going on here. Lots of recommended reading from this stream. All right, do your own research. What is this? Why are we seeing this reshaping of the very core beliefs about what it is to be human, what it is to be alive, what it is to have a family, what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman? Why is it that these are being reformatted, restructured, and rewritten? And why is so much energy going into reprogramming us to believe these new ideals? Why is that? Brenton Levi sending $5. What's up, man? Says much respect, Tristan. God bless you and your family. Thanks, man. Much respect right back. Brendan Levi. Appreciate that, man. We get some support from the chat. Some of you chatters supporting the stream here. But yeah, we'll do another stream soon. We got one on Friday. Let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday. I might try to do one on Thursday night, and then I've got Rob Wolf on Friday. So that'll be fun. I want to thank those who do support the chat, who do support the stream with them super chats. And you can also you can also see all the content at primaledgehealth.com. If you want to listen to the audio format of this later, check it out, primaledgehealth.com. And if you want to donate, if you want to support the stream, primaledgehealth.com/donate. Become a member, primaledgehealth.com/membership. There's a link down in the description below. Become a member. The next coaching call is going to be next week. If you guys want coaching, we do, of course, still do private. All right, we're back. For some reason, YouTube is having issues receiving my stream today. But whatever, it is what it is. We're going to sign out. We'll check out Young Virus. Young Virus's amazing video. This is going to have to be the intro to videos in the future. Dropping the facts on all of us. Young Virus. Let's see. You guys can find more at primaledgehealth.com. Become a member over there. Support the work we're doing. Support our work and get our support by becoming a member of primaledgehealth.com. We're going to leave you with Young Virus's amazing rap tome. The fact featuring Ask Yourself, as well as Jay Dyer, Primal Edge Health, and Vegan Gains. We'll see you guys next time.
We use the word should, right? We use the word should regularly in common parlance.
Oh, now it's not an ethical question. I spent 2 hours to get you to say should.
Wait,
you fucked up and said it.
The fact that I said should. The fact that I say,
you see, you fucked up and said
Jay, like, dude, Jay. The fact. I'll help you, Isaac. The fact.
The fact that I say should. 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 So that's all I have to say, and I'll let you guys debate.
Beautiful.
The rest. I'll still
Beautiful.
chill.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was
wait,
great watching you
wait.
squirm. Good job, man. Enjoy your day.
Okay, the fact